ihanimpiin koitoksiin. Sour Cream Snacks ja Flaming Hot Snacks. Kotikatsomoissa mukana Wilhelm Snacksit.
Not too many opportunities to say, Sin, that we're invisible behind a background, but we can say it today. It's a beautiful thing, Sin. How is it going, everybody? My name is Invisible24, joined here by my broadcast partner. As always, I'm Sin now. Never mind. I am Sin for the win. Me. I am the winner this time. There it is. Hey, we're good. We're back on track. Not too many times do we get to open up a broadcast like that, and not too many more times am I going to be able to open up a broadcast by saying it is Monday, and you know what that means. ECL Elite Division action on deck. My name is Tuki, joined as always by my broadcast partner. It is, of course, the one, the only Sin for the win, and we are back again. ECL Elite Division action. The playoffs underway. Second round gets started right here on this very broadcast. Sin, we started with 16. Then it was down to 8 for the start of the playoffs. And now just 4 teams remain battling it out for the lion's share of the 15K Euro prize pool that we have at stake. Sin, how you feeling today? Big day for us here.
Yeah, feeling excellent. I mean, 2 very similar teams going head-to-head in this first matchup. They love the puck possession. They play good defensively, almost kind of a mirror match in a lot of ways. So I'm really excited to see how this one shakes out in these first couple games.
Absolutely. So again, a quick reminder here. We have quite a bit to get to before we get to the action today. Again, we have our 2 semifinal matchups beginning here today. Up first, of course, it will be Philadelphia, the number 1 seed, taking on 5th seed Jyväskylä, and a little bit later on in this broadcast, our defending champions in HAVU take on hREDS in the second round for the second year in a row. Of course, you get a look at the brackets here. Philadelphia, quick work of Northern Ascendancy in 5 games, and of course, in from there, we had 2 sweeps, including HAVU and hREDS. Moving on, Jyväskylä surviving the closest series of the bunch over FBK, getting revenge for a really unfortunate set of circumstances for them. But it does really set the stage here for a very interesting second round.
Yeah, absolutely. And especially when you see HAVU and hREDS going at it there. hREDS have really grown in leaps and bounds from, last year to this season. So they might even be able to give HAVU a run for their money. That being said, HAVU is HAVU. You still, a lot of people still expect maybe, that both it's going to have another Philadelphia and HAVU rematch, but all the teams that we have in here now, incredibly capable, incredibly skilled, and you never know what can happen here in the playoffs. We've seen some crazy things already, and I think we're going to see even more as this schedule wears on.
The theme of last year, could the latter 2 teams in Jyväskylä and hREDS turn it from a big 2 to a big 4? Last year, they fell short. This year, Sin, it really does have that feeling that they might just be able to make it a big 4 here in the Elite Division. Again, the first 2 games of each of these second round series will be played here in this broadcast. But again, we got some things to get to here, of course, as we move along. Sin, what do you say we get into it and break down the matchup here at Philadelphia, former champions, of course, against Jyväskylä, as you get a look here at the regular season numbers for these 2 teams. And of course, we will have the updated look here, or at least we'll be able to, get you that updated information for what we've seen out of them from the playoffs so far. But Sin, you have, again, 2 of the best going head to head here.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Jyväskylä, we're getting their playoff numbers there. We had their regular season stats up there, but I was going to make a comment on that. It looks like, I think Jyväskylä towards the tail end of the season were much better overall, both goals for and goals against. So I think their numbers in some ways were a bit deflated there in the regular season. You're seeing a better look here, and it's a lot more comparable when it comes to Philadelphia. They have 1 extra goal for, just 2 more goals against, and I think that's more reflective of the type of team that Jyväskylä has become as they've gotten that chemistry going throughout the course of the season after those massive roster changes and such. such. So I really do think that they can give Philadelphia a run for their money here.
I mean, you look back into the regular season matchup as well, back on December 10th. Philadelphia swept that series, a 7-3 win and a 1-0 win. The game-winning goal in that 1-0 win coming with just 41 seconds, I do believe. Philadelphia outshooting them 29-9. But like you said, this Jyväskylä team has grown in abundance over the past month and a half to almost 2 months since that series took place. So, of course, we are very excited to see how this one is going to play out. With that, let's get you a look at the team lineups here for this matchup. Again, the first 2 games of this series being played here in this broadcast. For Jyväskylä, it is, again, perhaps the favorite for Rookie of the Year. We'll be talking about him a lot. It is Vatu alongside Antti and the captain of the team in Indy. Up on the right-hand side there, the defense, Domi and Elmari. The goaltender, Sandro, is back. Another interesting talking point there, of course, with the goaltenders of Jyväskylä. And, of course, for Philadelphia, it is the 6-man unit that you would expect. Playmaker, the captain, Patzlaff, and Eki up top. J. Toro and Loimu on defense. And Kape between the pipes. Let's get into the individual breakdowns here. We'll kick it off, as we always do, with the battle of the centers. It is Antti and Patzlaff. Sim, we get a look at the stats here so far this postseason. What stands out for you?
Well, very comparable in points. You know, the 1 extra game played for Antti, 2 extra points. It's about the pace for the pair of them. But what really stands out here, kind of the elephant in the room, is Antti has really struggled in the face-off dot so far in these playoffs. Now, it may be just, Färjestad, they had his number when it came to those face-offs. But, I mean, it's sub 40%. 37.4%. That's not going to be good enough. Patzlaff sitting there at 54%. So Antti's got his work cut out for him. We know what he can do. He can put up points. He can play defense. But as a center, you have to be able to win some faceoffs too. So he's really going to have to rebound here in the dot to keep up with a guy like Patzlaff.
Moving over to the battle of the wingers for Jyväskylä. Again, we have a phenom here in terms of the rookie race. It is Vatu. He has been absolutely incredible. Again, alongside the captain, Indy. On the flip side for Philadelphia, we have, I don't know if the term would be infamous, Sin, but it is a harrowing task to know that on the other side of the ice, you have Playmaker and Eki, and having to try to neutralize them is, again, a daunting task, to say the least.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. It's Playmaker and Eki. The names seem to go hand in hand when you talk about scoring. They've shown it thus far, 9 points each. I mean, they're almost identical with their production as well. It's just, they're scary. And not only that, you got to watch out for them on the defensive end of things and as well as the forecheck. So Vatu and Indy, while they're both very good, on the offensive side of things, and at times they can really show how good they are defensively, a good system that Jyväskylä does have. They're going to have to work extra hard. And Indy, as his skill goes, finding his way into those, those high percentage scoring areas, going to be tough here against Philadelphia.
With that, let's move things back a little bit. We go to the blue line for Jyväskylä, Domi and Elmari. On the flip side, J. Toro and Loimu. Sin, I'll tell you what stands out for me. 4 of the best offensive defensemen in this league, just 1 goal amongst the 4.
Yeah, it's a bit curious. It's hard to say whether that's because, they're facing the most elite competition here in the playoffs, or if it's, just been that much harder at times for them to find ways to score. It's sometimes it just goes like that. Sometimes you score, sometimes you don't, feast or famine. And someone that we can't sleep on here, we say it all the time, is Domi. And I don't think Philadelphia is going to sleep on anyone, but only 2 assists for Domi so far. But he has played as the catalyst for the offense for Jyväskylä and he's probably been, in a 1 pass away from about 7 more assists throughout these playoffs so far. He's just such a talented player. That being said, J. Toro, Loimu, both on that same level, perhaps even higher with their, track record here in the ECL. So going to be a great matchup between these 2 blue lines.
Going to be very intrigued to see how involved Domi is in the offensive zone when you have Eki at the point defending you. Very interesting individual battle there. We move things back. Of course, our final head-to-head matchup. It is the battle of the goaltenders, as we have 2 of the very best that the competitive scene has to offer, regardless of what side of the world you may be on. It's Sandro and Kape. Sin, again, two of the very best going head-to-head here.
And again, there's not much difference between their stats. I mean, the slight advantage in save percentage for Sandro, but we talk about how strong Philadelphia is on the defensive end of things. They don't allow a whole lot of shots for Koppe to face. Same amount of shutouts, goals against nearly identical. It's going to come down to who can make that key save at the key time, I think, between these two guys. It's just too even a match.
So with that, of course, we are just a few minutes away from puck drop here. Again, the first game of two between our 5th seed in Jyväskylä taking on our number 1 seed in former champions Philadelphia. And again, a reminder for those of you just joining us after those two games, brief intermission, and we will be back with our defending champions in HAVU taking on hREDS. So again, don't go anywhere here. We got a long way to go in this broadcast. But with that said, Sid, as we always do, we have our 3 keys to success for each of these two sides. And we'll kick things off with the Philadelphia side in terms of what we're going to be looking for here. And it's a really surprising factor in this one, but penalty trouble is a concern. And coming into the postseason, the concern would have been on the Jyväskylä side of things. But so far, Philadelphia, 14 penalty minutes in 5 games. Again, about 1.5 penalties a game, which is uncharacteristic for a team that had the fewest amount of penalties in the regular season at just 46 through a 30-game season. Jyväskylä, on the other hand, 10 penalty minutes in 6 games, which is under a penalty per game, which is a very solid improvement for a team that had the 6th most penalties in the league. Philadelphia needs to get that under control. Second point here, Caged Animal has to do with Jay Toro. 8 penalty minutes, leads the playoffs. He had 6 in the entire regular season, took 8 penalties in the first 5 games here. And on the offensive side as well, he was 4th in amongst defensemen in shots in the regular season. In 5 playoff games, again, against our 8th seed in Northern Ascendancy, he was limited to just 2 shots. So expect him to try to get the penalty issues under control, stay on the ice, and contribute on both ends. And our final point here, Sin already alluded towards it. Philadelphia with the gigantic advantage in the faceoff dot. Round 1, Potzloff at 54%. Antti just a hair under 37.5. So again, huge opportunity here for Potzloff to dominate a side of the game that can really lead to success for Philadelphia with how strong of a puck possession team they happen to be. Sim, with that, the 3 keys for Jyväskylä in this series. What do you have for us? What stands out? Again, puck drop just a few minutes away. We'll see how this happens to play out. But what are the 3 keys that you have for Jyväskylä?
Well, the first one here, it's got to be their struggling penalty kill. I mean, it is a small sample size, but both of these teams have really, failed to find their groove on the penalty kill. Jyväskylä has killed off just 3 out of 5 chances. Philadelphia has killed, 5 out of 7. It's just a feeling. It's got to be, Jyväskylä, they're kind of playing with fire right now, especially if you start taking penalties against a Philadelphia team who loves that puck possession, who can make you pay on the power play, make you pay in any situation. Jyväskylä, they cannot get into penalty trouble against this team. This next second point here is spreading the wealth for Jyväskylä. 13 of the 14 goals have come from just 2 of their players, 8 for Vatu and 5 from Indy. That's just, you're going to need a bit more from everyone here. When you consider Philadelphia's forwards are pretty evenly distributed, 4, 5, and 3 goals apiece between the 3 of them up front. So it's tough to rely on only 2 players when you're trying to get a major series victory, and many would argue an upset. Now, the last but not least, it's a big decision here. Sandro in net for Jyväskylä. Now, he did start 4 out of the 6 games in round 1 and rewarded his team with a pair of shutouts. The plan in round 1 was to run with their tandem, but when you're facing Philadelphia, you may just have to throw that strategy out the window. Sandro has been phenomenal. Maybe if you're Jyväskylä, it's time to ride the hot hand.
So again, just a few moments away from puck drop here. The first game of 2 in this broadcast between these 2 clubs. Again, Sin, long journey to get here. At this stage, though, you look at these 2 teams. Philadelphia obviously historically has the edge in this particular matchup, but there has been something about this Jyväskylä team where, again, we've talked about it a lot. It was the big theme heading into the season. There was a lot of roster turnover amongst the elite division, a lot of movement from within the divisions. You look at players that were called up from really any of the lower 3 tiers, some of which, of course, have done a fantastic job and certainly haven't looked out of place. But, you kind of alluded towards that. Jyväskylä taking that little bit of extra time after a devastating loss last year. Took a little bit for them to gel. But right now, there is something about this team, especially with the addition of Vatu on the left-hand side, that has just worked out in spades for this team. But again, an incredible challenge ahead of them as we get a look here. It's a theme that we've seen quite a bit. We'll be looking in on the two teams throughout this, of course, as well, how we wish we could get back to the land side of things, but we will get you a look at times amongst the clubs here throughout play today. Sin, always interesting. We'll see how many foreheads we get on the lean-in.
Yeah, we get to see Ilmari's. I believe that's his ankle right there. Pretty solid job. But hey, you can't mess with the process. He's relaxed. He's getting into that zone. Both these teams, that's amazing. I love it already. Both these teams ready to go. You can see a little bit of chatter on the headsets, trying to stay loose. There's Playmaker just on his phone like a boss, probably checking all his new Twitter followers breaking in. But yeah, just these two teams ready to go.
A thing to note as well there, you see with Becky and Potzloff, roommates. So again, they have that kind of built-in communication advantage. So we'll see if that happens to play out as well. Again, something we'll get you a look at throughout this. Look at Kape, mug into the camera. What a guy. Handsome fella. Again, set the shutout record this season in the league. And we'll see what happens. And we'll see what happens with Sandro. Of course, we get you a look throughout that, throughout the broadcast here. What we want to do, though, is put the focus on the action, and that is indeed what we will do. Sin, we are just about ready to go. The second round ready to begin. Philadelphia, Jyväskylä. It has been a long time coming. It seems, sooner rather than later. I mean, we knew we were going to be here, but it still seems like the season flew by. Second round action underway. Let's see how this plays out. Puck down low in the corner here early on. Potzloff able to work it out. Again, we'll see what Philadelphia is able to do in the black and orange, unsurprisingly. Down low in the corner for Playmaker. Tried to go back to the point to Jay Torre. It was picked off. And here comes Vatu down the other way. Head of steam, throws it in front. Good job there to take that one away. It's going to be a tough test for Jay Torre and Loimu for Philadelphia's defense to help keep this very strong Jyväskylä attack at bay. Of course, an equally tough task, if not a greater task on the other side.
Yeah, we saw it from Jyväskylä all throughout that Färjestad series. They were forcing the issue with that forecheck, not allowing Färjestad to break it out the way they wanted. We'll see if Jyväskylä attempts that as well here.
Trouble as they gain the zone, but still fighting for it here. Jay Torre tries to find Playmaker. Got a shot off. Good stop there by Sandro. Potzloff recovers. Tries to find Eki. Good trouble. A good amount of traffic there. Having trouble with Vatu. Able to help take that one away. So good chance there early on for Playmaker. Of course, the goal scoring tally not exactly what it was the prior year, but still a dangerous scorer given even a 1 out of 10 opportunity. He can certainly make things happen from seemingly impossible angles and against all odds.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're seeing here a bit of that neutral zone battle pickup. When the games, start to increase in intensity, we might see that a bit more, the feeling out process, which we saw a lot throughout NHL 20, but surprisingly, not so much in this season here back in NHL 21.
Indy forces the turnover here, gains the line. Antti drops back to the defense, tried to go down low to the corner. Jay Torre able to read that one. Philadelphia tries to send it the other way. Potzloff, head of steam, recovered by Playmaker. Finds Eki. Again, back down low. Tried to find Potzloff on the short side. Sandro's forced to cover their sin. We see that a lot. The pass from below the goal line, right back in front towards the goalpost.
Yeah, and a good job from Domi and Ilmari to read what was happening there. Make sure that, they couldn't get a free shot away.
Eki has it. Can't get the shot on goal. Playmaker still fighting for it. Indy able to get that pass out. Here come Jyväskylä down the other way. Vatu finds Antti again. The drop pass, not where it wanted to be, or not where he wanted it to be, as Loimu was there to pick that one off. Eki tries to just rush his way through the traffic, not able to do so. Playmaker, great job getting in the way. Yip still able to hold on to it. Can you believe? Already 12 minutes into this first period. Trouble for Eki. Great job to recover, though, with the defensive skill stick, although the breakout is poked back into the Phila zone. 7:20 to go. They try the quick out. It hits Eki, and he's going to be offside. Oh, that is tremendously unfortunate.
Yeah, that was almost a perfect slap pass there, angle-wise as well, but it hit Eki, and of course he got the worst animation possible with, you know, the stinger on the back of the calf right there, and it leads to the offsides. But I like to see it from Philadelphia, throwing a lot of different looks at Jyväskylä, trying to test their defense, maybe get them to sit back a bit so that they can have an easier time breaking it out.
Good job there again by Antti to help pick off the stretch pass. Jyväskylä not able to do anything on that possession, but again, a turnover here. Philadelphia having trouble finding those outlet passes right now. Work their way over the line. It's recovered by Playmaker. Drops back for Potzloff. Jay Toro. And into the face-off dot. Nobody there, at least nobody in open space. A lot of traffic here for Jyväskylä in their defensive zone. Space here, though. Chance for Indy. Poked away at the last moment. The captain finding a little bit of space there. Philadelphia nearly got caught. Down the other way they go, though. Here's Playmaker. Pops up back to Playmaker. What a stop. Puck still loose in front of Sandro. Playmaker recovers. Tries to find Pops-off again. It just wasn't there. HAVU able to pick that one up. Great chances on both ends here in the late stages of this first period. Again, game 1 of 2 in this broadcast in this best-of-7 series that we'll see play out this week. Final minute here. Space for Vatu perhaps. Forced to drop it back. Here comes Domi, head of steam, not able to work his way through the traffic. And we'll see what Philadelphia can do here. Potentially the last possession here. Playmaker not able to force his way through. Potzloff recovers, throws it in front, and just doesn't find its way home. Great chance for Eki in the slot as time winds down. Sin an incredibly fast-paced start to this game.
And about as exciting of a period as you can have without anyone scoring there. Chance after chance, both ends, both teams getting their opportunities. But Philadelphia, man, they really seem to want those one-timers. They're really almost getting them through, but Jyväskylä is doing a great job. That's something Jyväskylä has always kind of been known for. In their defensive structure, they're incredibly good at keeping teams to the outside, away from the slot area. Now, with a team like Philadelphia, you got to think eventually they're going to have to get there, and Jyväskylä will have to generate more offense. You can see there, 0 registered shots. Philadelphia with 3, and I think 2 of them came on that one in-tight chance right there. I think we were catching a glimpse of it on the replay where Playmaker had the shot on, and Sandro made the huge save. And then I believe there's a rebound opportunity for Eki, who slammed it. You got to give credit to Sandro. He was great in that first period there, keeping his team in it, keeping Philadelphia off the board, because at times they were really pushing there. If you're Jyväskylä, you got to like some of the chances you had, but you didn't get a registered shot from it. So it's at this point, it's kind of, so close yet so far. That being said, it was a tremendous defensive play at that end by Loimu and Potzloff on the back check on that one near breakaway. But we'll see what happens here in the second period if it opens up a bit more offensively.
Again, not everyone's cup of tea there, but Omari providing the foot cam for those of you that are into that type of thing. Of course, hey, more power to you. Philadelphia in the zone. Playmaker down low in the corner. Sauces it around the back. Jay Toro's there. Tried to go back down low again. Wasn't quite there. Of course, we'll get you a look at the two teams throughout this broadcast, of course. Opportunity now again in the offensive zone for Jyväskylä. Domi down low. Great movement. Antti threw it off the side of the goal. From Philadelphia trying to go back down the other way. Great job, though, by Jyväskylä here to really clog up these lanes along the blue line. Philadelphia back in possession, though. Loimu back over to Jay Toro. Able to find Potzloff in space. Playmaker saved. What a save! Great opportunity for Playmaker. And Sandro able to look him up and make the kick save. That opportunity out of nowhere. What a stop for Sandro, who's been an incredible difference maker for this team. But Jyväskylä still have it in the other zone. Hold on to it here. Domi looking back to Omari. Chance again, trying to get that low cycle going and looking for space. Indy back to the point. D to D. No shot from Domi. Go down to the half wall. Pass back down low into the corner. Contact there, and Philadelphia will regain possession. So a good job there by Jyväskylä in the aftermath of giving up a grade A chance, but then not really able to get anything going. Great forechecking pressure from Vatu to win it back, though. Has it in the corner. Back down low. Pass off the mark. And again, great forechecking pressure, just not able to win it. Better poke there to keep it in the zone. Pass across, loose in front, and it's in! It's being waved off. We'll see if this counts. I don't see how that could possibly be waved off. I think Jyväskylä have a goal here.
It's maybe maybe contact, maybe skate. I don't know. It's waved off nonetheless. Philadelphia catches a break there. It just kind of trickled through. I'm not too sure what the call was. It's hard to say without the replays, but
it had to have been goalie interference, but you really didn't see too much contact, I thought, at least compared to some other goals that I've seen count. But regardless, we play on. Philadelphia, a chance on the far side. Playmaker not able to get that shot on target. Potzloff for the rifle from the point. Thrown on from the side. Stopped yet again. Philadelphia, second chance, they score! Potzloff in front. The captain has the tiebreaker. And you see there the reaction. The called off goal on one end, and they turn it around the other way. Philadelphia with the opening goal of this game, Sin.
And that's what you call a 2-goal swing right here. What a play from Playmaker on the corner boards. A little bit of L skating work, and finally they get that forced pass through to the low slot. Look at that. Dodges the defender almost with half of a spinorama. The pass there. I mean, Playmaker is a playmaker at times. He showed it there. Potzloff tucks it home. 1-0 Philadelphia.
An incredible start there for, again, former champions in Philadelphia. A heartbreaking start, really, for Jyväskylä. Let's see how they're able to respond. Again, they faced some adversity in that first-round matchup against FBK, to say the least. Let's see once more how they're able to respond here. Philly getting the puck back. You could tell there Potzloff really wanted to hit Playmaker on the outlet. Domi did a great job, though. Take away the passing lane. 7 minutes to go here in the second period. Again, game one. We'll also have game two in this series. Into this very broadcast, great poke check by Eki to take it away from Domi. Has Potzloff with them. Eki shot denied. Sandro, great stop again from the netminder. Shot on. Traffic in front, nearly poked in by Playmaker. Sandro's able to find it.
Yeah, that was such a great anticipation play by Eki. He felt that play was going to the point. He went to press it, got the turnover, and a bit of a 2-on-1 going the other way, but Sandro held strong again.
Big save again by Sandro off the set play. Potzloff winning the majority of the draw. Still shot, scores! Deflected in front, Playmaker's there. Philadelphia doubling up. It's 2-0.
Kape going crazy for the camera right there, and Potzloff as well with the trophy, maybe flexing a little bit. Nonetheless, a great goal there again from Philadelphia. Just a deflection goal. Smart play by J-Tor. I like it. Just throw that puck on net when you have the shooting lane. A great pass back to him. A quick slapper, and I'm not too sure. It might have gone in regardless, although the glove did look to be there from Sandro. Nonetheless, Playmaker's goal off the deflection, 2-0 Philadelphia. And if you're Jyväskylä, you have to be hating that recalled goal right now.
Absolutely a true momentum changer. Playmaker, a little bit of space, has it poked away. Where Sandro's been forced to make some big saves even before that goal was waved off. But right now, in a way, Jyväskylä may be lucky to only be down by 2. This game's still within reach. Late goal here to end the second period would go a very long way. That's one thing we love about those webcams as well. I mean, obviously, Sim, we know for a team like Philadelphia, a little bit more reserve. Chance scores! Jyväskylä have the goal they needed. Traffic in front. Indy is there. You get the reaction from the Philadelphia side. Bit of a facepalm from Potzloff there. That's a frustrating one.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just sort of a broken play goal there where it just kept going from bad to worse. And Jyväskylä just bouncing puck, picking it up on the rebound. I believe that was Vatu credited with the goal there. And I mean, just like that, a step in the road back.
Incredible job there. It's exactly what they needed. Sin, we've talked about it. Get the puck in the slot. Good things can happen by just throwing it on. You never know when you're going to get a crazy rebound like that. A perfect response for Yip as we approach the final minute here of this second period. The late goal either way could truly be an even bigger momentum change to the goal that we just saw. Chance here, 20 seconds left. Back over for Antti, has it poked away. 5 seconds to go here. They might get one final chance. Opportunity poked away. 1 second left. Shot knocked down. So Philadelphia, a 2-0 lead turned down to 2-1 off the late goal from the captain of Jyväskylä. Indy able to get him back into it. Sim, you get a look at the stats there. Interesting the way they tell the story here.
No, absolutely. It's kind of the Sandro show for Jyväskylä. He has been tremendous. Philadelphia could easily have another goal, maybe two, and it's thanks to him that this lead didn't get out of control. And if you're Jyväskylä, I mean, again, you kind of have to put that, the disallowed goal behind you. You got back. You're back within one now. It was kind of a broken play, but you'll take it. You'll take the bounce. And you know what? That's just good positioning, strong on the forecheck. And I've liked that from Jyväskylä. They're trying to force Philadelphia into making mistakes here. And, while it may be tough to do, they have to keep that pressure up. You cannot allow Philadelphia to dictate the pace of play.
Here comes Indy. Chance. Batu can't get the shot off. Great opportunity for Jyväskylä in the early stages here. Still in trouble. Potzloff able to circle his way out of it. Eki has trouble, but at least clears the zone. Playmaker trying to feed Jay Toro. No space there. So again, now down to a 1-goal game here. The opening game of the second round matchup. Opportunity drop back in front. Great job there by Domi to just take advantage of the open space that he was given as Potzloff finds Playmaker quickly on to Eki. Trouble at the line. Job there by Omari. Here's Antti now, the centerman. Forced the cut back. Trouble there, but he gets through it. Thrown in front. Shot saved. Second chance. Puck still loose. Vatu not able to get that one through. I mean, Jyväskylä have had their opportunities. Great job there by Domi to take that one away from Playmaker. Trouble at the line once more. It's at least recovered by Vatu to avoid the traffic going down the other way. Good movement again here. Domi able to gain the zone. Throws it back. Vatu for Antti. Back up to the point now. One-timer, deflection, bid doesn't go, rebound doesn't go either. Great stops by Kape. Eki nearly finds Playmaker, freeing him up. Electric pace here to begin this third period. Back to the point again, trouble. Playmaker going to be able to knock that one loose, recover. Jay Toro at least able to send it along. Playmaker and Eki not able to get a piece of that. Great job by Domi to maintain possession. Great skating on display, but he can't weave his way through that much traffic. Philadelphia back in possession, but who knows for how long. No desire to slow this one down from the looks of it. Potzloff has it poked away. 2-on-1 developing down the other way. Antti, spin shot denied by Kape. Great chance for the centerman. As Domi pokes that one away. Jyväskylä back in possession, nearly halfway through this third period already. One of the fastest paced games we have seen really all season long, let alone all postseason long. It's recovered here. Antti looking for space, brings it down low, kicks it back to Omari across for Vatu. Backhand stop by Kape, puck's loose, and he's able to cover.
Yeah, it must have been a scary moment right there. Not a full rebound. When that puck's just sitting in front of you, sometimes your goaltender won't get that pickup animation. It can be hard to cover there, and with how hungry Jyväskylä is crashing the net, good job by Kape to finally be able to get that cover. But Jyväskylä not done.
Indy has it down low. Back up to the point now, looking. Omari to Domi. Couple options, brings it down low himself. One man at the point. Omari looking in front, and Antti just had it swept away. Great feed there from the defenseman. Get that pass down low into the slot. 3 men high for Jyväskylä. Doesn't pay off this time. Playmaker looking, tries to sauce it across. Potzloff just couldn't get a stick on it. Eki able to recover. Back to the point. D to D, thrown one on just wide. Glove side, still fighting for it. 6 minutes to go here. Jyväskylä down by 1, but certainly looking up to the challenge here. Antti back over, good movement again. Indy throws it across, nobody there. Antti able to recover once more. Runs into Potzloff, fighting for it. Philadelphia at least able to clear the zone here. Omari having trouble with Potzloff, but still Jyväskylä maintain possession. Vatu able to find Antti. Back to the point, saved by Kape. Thought there might be a deflection bid there. Final 3.5 minutes of regulation. Here come Philadelphia. Potzloff. Eki nearly walked into the slot with it, just poked away. Here comes Domi. Head of steam, able to maintain possession. Look at Domi holding onto the puck. Chance shot. Loose puck in front. Swept away by Potzloff. Still fighting for it. Loose puck there. Still shot. Scores! Indy threw it on. It found its way to the other side and open nets. And the Jyväskylä have tied this game at 2. You wouldn't know it, Stin. Stonewall stoic. But there we go. Jyväskylä have tied this one up.
Yeah, and you know what? They got a job to do. They're willing to do it. Another great play from Jyväskylä. Hungry on the forecheck, maintaining possession. The quick shot low on the goaltender. You'll see it right here from the side of the net. Someone positioned perfectly on the other side. I believe that was Antti there. And the goal comes in. Looks like we're getting a timeout here from Philadelphia. Yeah, it's Eki calling that timeout, and you can see, look at the time on attack. Jyväskylä defense leads to offense, and right now they're doing it so well. They're not allowing Philadelphia to establish the attack. They're guarding the plays that Philadelphia want to take, and that's a lot of those in-tight chances, the short side opportunities, and they're not allowing Philadelphia to get those. And what they're doing in return is getting the puck in, forechecking, getting to those loose pucks, and right now Philadelphia having trouble dealing with that, and it's a tie game.
Well, Sin, I mean, again, we have debated the thought of having Elite Division awards. I can tell you best gamer stance is going to Omari. I can't get over it. Final minute of regulation here. Will there be a winner? Indy tried to shoot that one through. Loimu able to block that one down. We are tied. Philadelphia not able to hold on to a 2-0 lead, but here's Playmaker over to Eki. He scores! 48 seconds to go. Philadelphia grab the lead back. It's 3-2.
Yep, and we're going to see another timeout being called, this time by Jyväskylä, and they're going to actually get a look at this play. I'm not too sure. I think, oh yeah, it's I never mind. Sorry, I thought Jyväskylä was taking a look at it. Got confused right there from the cameras, but yeah, it was just a great play once again.
Regardless, here we go, Sin. It is time to see how this plays out. Puck drop. Is that enough for Philadelphia to walk away with the win? 40 seconds to go. Sauced in front. Tried to find Playmaker. Let's see what Jyväskylä can do. You don't want to walk away from this game with the feeling of it got away from you, but one of these two teams ultimately will. Very tough way to begin a series. Potzloff able to find Playmaker. Trying to fend off Ilmari. He defends well, but it's poked back. Playmaker still fighting for it. Tried to weave his way through traffic. Took a big hit. 18 seconds to go. Can Jyväskylä tie it up one more time? It's knocked away. Potzloff sends it down low. Good passing work to clear the zone. Eki not able to get it all the way down. Domi into the zone here. Has a chance. Knocked off the puck. 2 seconds. And that will do it. As Potzloff sees it through. Philadelphia take game one. You see him there. Top right. Eki able to get that game-winning goal. And that is his third of the playoffs already.
Yeah, and it was huge. He had a couple opportunities earlier on in that game. We're going to get another look at it here, but it was an excellent job from Playmaker to get the space and be able to thread that pass through. It was really about that passing lane. That's what made that goal work. And, you know, the threat of Playmaker, he can also score. So Sandro can't really sit on either the shot or the cross crease. He kind of has to play both of them with the threat available. It's a tough situation to be in. He did his best, but it was an excellent job there. Playmaker and Eki doing what they do best, you know, find ways to score. That being said, Jyväskylä looked good. And when you think back to that disallowed goal, it looks even huger. It's huge now. It's a 3-2 win. It could have been 3-3 had that goal not been disallowed, but, you know, butterfly effect, whatever. What happened happened. It can't be changed. And Jyväskylä, I liked their response. They played really good, especially after going down 2-0. They really seemed to be able to dictate the pace of play in the way they wanted. But then you kind of think back to last season when they dictated the pace of play. They had the time and attack advantage. They seemed to have the pace of play advantage, but it was the quick strike ability from Färjestad, which ultimately doomed them. Philadelphia in this series, they had a couple break kind of goals like that where it was just a quick strike. And, you know, Jyväskylä lost that game. So if they can't get that under control, Philadelphia could beat them in a similar way to how Färjestad beat them in the last one. That being said, obviously, Philadelphia can also dictate the pace of play. So Jyväskylä, tough way to lose that game one.
I mean, again, Sid, I mentioned it in the closing stages of that third period. One of these two teams, regardless of how the result was going to go, would feel like it got away from them, because either Philadelphia, you know, potentially blowing a 2-goal lead and losing the game, that is a brutal way to start a series. Perhaps, though, more so difficult to overcome. Jyväskylä battle back. You talked about it, the difference maker of the waved off goal. You fight your way back into it with two very well-deserved goals given the effort. And ultimately, again, you just fall short, giving up that very quick chance down the other way for Playmaker, and ultimately able to get that pass over to Eki. And not much Sandro can do there. He made some phenomenal saves, just not able to, again, deny another grade A opportunity. Sim, we have a lot to talk about to set the stage for game two, but we can't possibly do it without hearing from our lovely sponsors. They've been with us all season long. They're beautiful. The snacks are delicious, or so I've been told. One of these days, we will get that live review in there. Let's hear from Wilhelm.
Wilhelmin ykköskentän pakkeina uudet tulokkaat. Sour Cream Snacks ja Flaming Hot Snacks. Kotikatsomoissa mukana Wilhelm Snacksit.
See, quick word from Wilhelm. Quick word from Wilhelm. So Sin, again, Philadelphia taking game 1 by the score of 3-2. Again, a friendly reminder, game 2 coming up. And then after that, a brief intermission, and we'll switch things over to the first 2 games of our other semifinal matchup. Again, our defending champions in HAVU taking on hREDS. So we still got a long way to go here in this broadcast, despite the fact that that first game felt like it absolutely flew by. And of course, again, as well, we'll get you an updated look at the bracket here for those of you who may have missed the first round action. Of course, Philadelphia, our number 1 seed, made their way past Northern Ascendancy. HAVU over Roots, hREDS over Vesapampa, and of course, Jyväskylä, like we talked about, involved in the closest series of the first round. But ultimately, again, as a 5 seed, not at a place. They gave Philadelphia quite a fight in that particular game, and ultimately, you do feel like that game could have gone either way. But when it comes down to it, and you look at this type of playoff situation, we know this from talking with the guys from Philadelphia and from HAVU who have been in those championship-winning situations time and time again. It really is about the composure and your ability to bounce back after a game like that gets away from you. And I think that's what we're really going to be looking at here for Jyväskylä is how do they respond after losing a tough game? The positives, of course, is we get a little bit of a doggo cam. It's adorable.
Yeah.
Ultimately, the positive is they stuck with them. It certainly wasn't a blowout. No. But ultimately, again, it's just how do you respond to that? Although, I'll say Indy doesn't exactly look like he's stressing out too much with the patented doggo cam that we had there just a few moments ago.
No, not at all. And, it's if you're Jyväskylä, you still got to feel good about how you played that game. But you were talking about the mental side of things, composure. It is important how they bounce back, but it is important that they addressed what sort of led to that game-winning goal. It was a defensive lapse. They allowed, not 1, but 2 bodies behind them at a crucial point in the game in a tie in a tie game. And for a defensively sound, and structured team like Jyväskylä, that simply can't happen because if you give it up against a team like Philadelphia, especially, they're going to make you pay. And that was a heartbreaking late goal, something that honestly reminded me of their last season series against Färjestad, where they just allowed those to seemingly happen again and again and again. So they can't let that become a trend here, especially against an opponent who, is just on paper stronger than Färjestad.
Now, I am going to request something here from our lovely producer behind the scenes. Can we please go back to the cams there for a moment? There is something that I need to point out that was ultimately taken away from the doggo cam. And I want to point out Kape there. He's hiding it a little bit, but I need to point out that he has some garbage on his shirt and he needs to just kind of brush that away. I'm not sure what that horrible spot is on Kape's shirt, but buddy, I want to let you know, you might want to get rid of that. It's not a good look.
It looks like a C with an H in it. I don't know what that is. It looks
like the old toilet lid, the old toilet seat, like we've talked about for years there. But again, hey, we'll see what he happens to do. So again, game 2 just about underway. You wouldn't know that these guys are playing for a decent chunk of change, just sitting here on the phone, whatever it is, what it is. But then again, you talk about Philadelphia. That's really their brand, the composure of it, where it's like, oh, okay, game time, it's fine. But once the game starts, they are perhaps the most focused team. And again, the team, whether or not you're named Composure or not, shout out to the crease, please. But ultimately, whether or not you have that name or not, Composure really is the name of the game for Philadelphia here. And again, you're going to have that opportunity now for Philadelphia to really put the pressure on here because Jyväskylä, I think they really needed to win that first game to make a statement.
Yeah.
Philadelphia, if they weren't playing with confidence before, they're going to be playing with confidence now. I think we saw, when they were up 2-0, Kape was certainly feeling it. And again, after walking away with that win, it's going to be that much more difficult for Jyväskylä here. This is that type of task now. Where we look back to last year, they took the number 1 seed, fell in the first round. We're going to keep mentioning it until they, go all the way. Probably that will loom over that brand's head for as long as they're around. But you talk about it now, can you bounce back and get a win in this situation, especially too, where, for the most part, you played well. You could always make the argument of maybe more shots would have helped a little bit, but it is, a team that certainly looks for those high quality chances. So yeah, I'm going to be very intrigued to see what we see from Jyväskylä, because it's going to be the typical Philadelphia squad that we're used to seeing, especially in a situation where they're winning in a playoff series.
Yeah, and absolutely. And Jyväskylä, for, they're probably not going to get too many games like that against Philadelphia, where they seemingly have the advantage time on attack and seemingly at times get, a dominant presence in the offensive zone. Philadelphia, the best defensive team in the regular season. But you mentioned earlier about the statement win, how nice it would have been for Jyväskylä to, pick up that W. I still feel like it was a statement game for them for the reasons we just mentioned. They seem to get the time on attack advantage. They came back from that 2-0 deficit. They were right there with Philadelphia the whole time. It's like, this is not the team that Philadelphia faced in early December, so they got to respect that, and they have to be ready for Jyväskylä comes out here in game 2, because they're going to come out hungry, looking to do the same thing they did in the last game, but with a better result.
Again, as we mentioned, the regular season matchup, the 2 games between these two, Philadelphia winning those 2 games by a combined score of 8-3. That second game was close. It was a 1-0 victory there. So we know Jyväskylä can keep it close. But of course, we know Philadelphia can turn it on. So again, a 3-2 victory for Phila in game 1. Game 2 just about ready to go. Let's see how Jyväskylä are able to respond to, again, a game that really could have gone their way, all things considered. Of course, Philadelphia here in the white and orange. Black and white, of course, for Jyväskylä. And a chance here for Eki. A little bit of space between the legs move. Finds playmaker. Goes around the back. Finds Eki again. What an opportunity. Simply unreal passing. Talk about the face cams that we have here. That's the one time I think that we both wish that the left cam could have been there, because that was a reaction, and that's a reaction as well. What a goal! The wraparound bid, and Jyväskylä have the opening goal, and seemingly out of nowhere, Batu, the rookie, does it again.
Wow, what just a quick turn of events just on the wrap right there, and we're starting to see some smiles come out from Jyväskylä, less of the focus that we saw in the last one, but Batu taking it. I mean, the leading scorer for his team, and gets another one right there. Huge goal, taking that early lead after a great chance from Philadelphia at one end, as we were talking about.
I mean, again, soon we have seen him time and time again just pull off some fantastic goals. It would be very tough to see here Batu not walking away. I would say with the Rookie of the Year award at this point. Incredible goal there. And what a way to respond to losing a close game 1. Jyväskylä, I think, you look at the checklist of things to accomplish. First goal at the top of that list, and they get it done. Here's Batu again, trying to cut back in front. Great opportunity there. Boy, do you think this Jyväskylä team's determined. Batu able to find Indy, not able to get over the line clean. Trouble there. Ultimately recovered. Down and around. He looked like he was going to be able to chase that one down. He backs out of the attempt. Playmaker able to find Eki, trying to weave his way through traffic. Eki still has it. Back up to the point. Quick give and go with Loimu. Again, Loimu has it. Has option. Finds Eki one more time. Playmaker down low. Not able to find that pass in front. Recovered. Pots on point blank. Blocker stopped by Sandro. Great save there, but Phillips still in on the attack. Hotzlock throws one on, another big stop. Held in by Loimu. He throws one on. Eki can't get that deflection bid to go on target. Philadelphia right now, tremendous pressure. One back. Pops off kick stay. What a stop. Sandro, a fantastic job keeping his team in this one. I mean, again, he was phenomenal in game 1. And already things going well for Jyväskylä.
Yeah, and really weathering the storm right there. And Philadelphia throwing everything they can, looking to get back at it here. Sandro's hanging strong, but Philadelphia keeping that puck in.
D-to-D pass here. Jay Toro down low. Back in front. Eki can't get that shot on. Here come Jyväskylä down the other way. Forwards trying to catch up to the rush. Domi, Omari, deflection bid. Loose puck. Indy still has it. Beats it back to the point. Good movement again here. Antti on the backhand, tried to feed it into the slot. No chance that was getting through. Toss pass here. It's going to be Jay Toro stepping up. He'll bring it into the corner. Potsloff covering for him at the point. Toro again tries to find Eki. Still has the shot. What a stop again by Sandro. Incredible stuff here from the Jyväskylä netminder. We're fighting for it in the corner here. Yep, trying to walk away with it, and they do. Chance here. Antti not able to hold on to that one. Comes Domi trying to work his way into the zone. Can't get through the double team. 5.5 minutes remaining here in the first period. Not many stoppages when these two teams play. It's an incredible pace that they set. Over the line here, Eki. Not able to hold on to it. Domi was able to take that one away, but recovered here. Václav, Eki, playmaker shot it just wide. Eki trying to recover. He can't. Václav trying to hold on to it. He can't maintain control either. Comes Domi down the other way. Forced to cut back, turns it over. Grenade of a pass. Václav, shot off the leg of a defender. Eki on the doorstep. And again, Jyväskylä able to walk it out of trouble. Down the other way. Latu tosses it in front. Looks like it was off the stick of Kape. Final 2 minutes of play here. Philadelphia back down the other way. J-Tor in front. Eki. Sandro is there again. What a fantastic performance for him in this first period.
Yeah, Philadelphia really pouring it on here. Jyväskylä, I mean, they're trying to limit them as best as you can, but it is Philadelphia after all. It's Sandro time and time again making tremendous saves on pretty in-tight scoring opportunities, high percentage plays, and he's been phenomenal so far in this first period.
Final 30 seconds, of course, here. One more chance, perhaps, for both of these teams. Phil will wind down the clock. Here we go. Playmaker turns it over. Indy going down the other way. Has a lot of traffic with them. Puck recovered. Shot blocked down by Playmaker, and that will bring us to the end of the first period. So Sin once more. It is Vatu scoring, I do believe now, his 9th. I don't recall if he scored game 1. If he did, it would be his 10th, but indeed his 9th goal of the postseason now in 8 games. Simply an incredible track record that he has going on right now, and Yip have the lead because of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous production from him, and goal scoring wise. You need that, you need at least 1 or 2 guys on your team doing that. Jyväskylä has a pair who have, so far in these playoffs done exactly that. And Vatu, huge one, but you can't mention Vatu in the goal scoring without mentioning Sandro. He was an absolute beast, and this is what I was talking about. Jyväskylä, they had to kind of cherish the time on attack they got in that game 1 because it won't happen too often. You see here, Philadelphia tripling their time on attack. However, unable to score. That's thanks to Sandro back there. Jyväskylä, they capitalize on their chance. Haven't got a whole lot out of that. They're going to need to get back in that offensive zone because as good as Sandro is, Philadelphia, you got to think eventually with the pressure that they've been mounting, are going to find the back of the net. If you're Jyväskylä, you got to find a way in the second period to start establishing that attack again, getting that forecheck going. But, Philadelphia, the machine, the gears are starting to turn faster and faster the faster. They're starting to get into that dangerous headspace that we see them in.
Second period underway here. Again, game 2 of this semi-final matchup. Philadelphia, our number 1 team against 5 seed Jyväskylä. Phila taking the first game by the score of 3-2 with a late winner. Chance here for Jyväskylä. Kick save there by Kape. Indy wasn't able to get the most of that opportunity. Puck one back though. Batu not able to get it. Fed all the way back to the point to Indy. He wasn't prepared for it. We got a foot race here. And of course, then that's one of the things to keep in mind here. Puck moving defenseman and playmakers, the go-to builds. It's all about puck control with these 2 teams and their style. It's, of course, the dominant style that we see in the European side of things. So, of course, in terms of like the foot race speed and everything, I mean, these builds are pretty evenly matched, of course.
Yeah, if you can get that quick first step or some kind of body position, you're at a huge advantage here.
Here's Eki on the off wing. Self-sauces it low. Recovers. Not able to weave it back down the playmaker. Good pressure here, but Jyväskylä able to maintain. Domi taking his time. All 3 forwards in the attacking zone. Big step up hit by Playmaker. Back to the point. J-Toro's shot doesn't get through. Playmaker on the doorstep. Pops off there. What a stop by Sandro. Incredible stuff. Eki to Potsloff. Another stop by Sandro. One of the finest goaltending performances, Tim, we can call it already, that we have ever seen in an Elite Division playoff matchup.
I mean, unreal. His positioning is there. His reactions are there. His control is there. It's unreal right now.
Philadelphia still in on the attack. And able to take it away. J-Toro maintains. Goes down low. Finds Eki. Playmaker blocker. Stopped by Sandro. The one-time bomb from Playmaker. Philadelphia throwing everything they can at this brick wall. Playmaker still fighting for it. Recovered well by Antti. Thrown all the way around. Hilmari's there. Tries to work it out. Has trouble. Eki wins it. Chance here. Potsloff there. Kick stop by Sandro. The centerman didn't get all of the opportunity. Nearly halfway through this second period already. Incredible pace. And it has been all Philadelphia here to kick things off. Eki somehow times his line. Wraparound bid. Just didn't get all of it. Jay Toro's shot. Not able to get all of that one either. Secondary opportunities. Third chance opportunities, though. Keeping Philadelphia in the attacking zone. Eki to Potsloff. Tried to go back to Eki. Defended well. Jyväskylä, let's see if they can get anything going. The answer is no. Holding on for dear life right now. Puck knocked loose. Jay Toro able to slow things down, though. It's over 7.5 minutes remaining here. Again, an incredible pace. Contact at the red line. And then you can see it. Jyväskylä are trying to force the effort here. Or, really force the issue and try to put more pressure on them at the red line instead of their own blue line.
Yeah, absolutely. Because, if you're Philadelphia, you can find a way in just like that. Good recovery, though, from Jyväskylä. But yeah, you said it. They haven't been able to forecheck simply because Philadelphia has been on the attack.
Here's Vatu, the goal scorer, finds Indy. Shot deflects wide. Race for the puck here. Antti able to recover. Indy loses it. Finds its way to Playmaker. Still kept in by Domi. Only for the moment. Sauce pass doesn't go. Scramble for the puck here. It's going to be Eki who comes up with it. Covers along the half wall. Quick passing here. Tried to find Potsloff in front again. Great job by Antti. And a tripping call there. Perhaps some frustration from Philadelphia. This one goes all the way back. Finds Sandro, who's going to the bench anyway. And they'll drop it back. The extra attacker is on. Let's see how this plays out here. Contact at the line. There's contact there. So it's in a power play for Jyväskylä. Great opportunity here.
Yeah, they need to, it's not a must-score situation, but a goal here would go a long way. So I'm going to say, yes, they need to score. With how Philadelphia is looking, how they're pressing, a goal here would really, really be great for Jyväskylä. But a big face-off win from Potsloff. Lands in the bench. Bit fortunate there. Yeah, bit fortunate for Jay Toro, almost taking another penalty right there, leading to a 5-on-3. But we'll see if Potsloff can continue to win this face-off war.
And it's been troublesome for Antti on the face-off dot in the postseason so far. Tie up here. And again, Philadelphia will come up with it. They send it down. Loimu has a chance here. He recovers. Trying to hold it down low. Amari able to fend it off. There was a pinch from Potsloff that opens up space down the other way for Jyväskylä. Indy drops back, gets it back once more with Amari. Shot deflection. Loose puck. He just couldn't settle it down. And Playmaker able to send it down the other way. I think I called him Eki a minute ago, but hey, the fast pace to this game here and to this series so far, easy to get tongue-tied and make those mistakes. Final minute of play here in this second period. Here's Domi, gets it back, contact, loose puck, Indy on the doorstep, copy to stop. This one cleared. We're back to 5-on-5. Successful kill for Philadelphia. Potsloff, 8 seconds here. Philadelphia trying to send it down the other way. Eki stifled on that one. Puck recovered. Indy has a chance. 1 second. Backhand on. He can stop the Cape. And that will bring us to the end of the second period. Dominant performance from Philadelphia. But Sandro standing tall, to say the least.
Yeah, and it's almost like, a reverse of what happened in the last game with, Jyväskylä seeming to dominate the pace of play and losing. Now Philadelphia dominating the pace of play, but down by 1. And it's all thanks to Sandro. He has made tremendous stops. It was a tough penalty there to take by Eki, but, you can understand it. They want to keep the pressure on. They were trying to get that puck back. It was a good kill from his team to, allow them to stay just within 1 here going into the third period. But at this point, they got to be asking themselves, what do we have to do to score against Sandro? They're not. It's not like they're going back to the well and throwing the same looks over and over again at him. They're going a variety of different areas. I think the first chance in this game was that crazy pass from behind the net and the tough angle one-timer from Eki that, either Sandro made a save of or it hit the side of the net. I mean, Philadelphia is trying their dearest to find a way, but Sandro has just been, what else can you call it? Just a brick wall. He has been phenomenal.
Damn shame we don't get the Almari foot cam, but ultimately, and maybe that just shows the focus. I can't get over that. It's one of the funniest things, I think. Third period underway here. Great pressure. Puck on the doorstep. Potsloff with a great chance. Playmaker able to recover. Finds Eki. Shot on! And another stop by Sandro. great work there from Loimusin, getting involved on the offense. Had a couple of opportunities as well.
Yep, Philadelphia trying that quick strike approach again, throwing another option at Jyväskylä, trying to catch him off guard.
Zeki toe drag, tried to pick that top corner. Tremendous power on the shot. Trouble here, turned over. Indy going down the other way. Cutting back, great puck protection, throws it in front, just not able to find Antti. They still have possession here though. Fighting for it, Indy trying to keep it through the double team. Incredible work. Now over to Vatu along the half wall, back to the point. D to D, we don't see the shot yet. Omari looking, tried to find Antti, who's still fighting for it. Great pressure here from Jyväskylä now. Their best in a long time. Maybe even for the first time in this second game of this series. Antti down low in the corner, looking for space. Throws it in front, nothing doing there. Recovered once more though. Antti again, looking for space, goes around the back. Vatu, D-to-D scores! A bomb from the point! Domi rifles one home, and Jyväskylä double up the lead. You would think they were sitting in a middle school class watching a movie that nobody wants to watch with the looks on their faces, but they do have a 2-0 lead, and they know they still got a long way to go in this one.
Yeah, absolutely. But the focus is real, and that may be a bit of nerves. You know, Philadelphia used to this position, champion teams multiple times. They're able to relax, have a bit of fun. Jyväskylä, they feel like they got to remain focused here. They understand Philadelphia is never out of it. What a great shot from Domi, finally getting rewarded for being the spark on the offensive side that he has been for his team all throughout these playoffs with a goal.
And how the roles have reversed. You look at that first game, great chances for Jyväskylä. Philadelphia go down to score in this game. Great chances for Philadelphia. Jyväskylä able to get those goals. So, I mean, again, the team that's been leading the way, not often the team leading on the scoreboard in this series so far. Comes Jyväskylä down the other way. Self-sauce from Omari to generate speed. Great job by Potsdam to take it away. Eki, big stretch pass to Playmaker. One-on-one with Domi. Holds up for help. Potsdam's not able to get that shot through. Great recovery on the defensive side of things for Jyväskylä. 11 minutes remaining here, trying to tie this series up at 1 apiece. Of course, we'll see the continuation of this series later on this week. Playmaker tried to throw that one in front, just wasn't there. Again, NHL Gamer on all of your usual social media apps, of course, and of course, NHLGamer.com to be able to follow along with all of this. Again, the semifinals this week, the finals coming up very, very soon. One of these two teams will be playing again for the lion's share of a 15K euro prize pool. Puck loose, recovered by Eki, now under 8.5 minutes to go. Staying in Philadelphia, not having that same offensive consistency that we saw in the second period.
Yeah, Jyväskylä able to sit back, trap it up, and attack the puck carrier by collapsing on it. In Philadelphia, they have to kind of press the issue, try to get bodies through it, but that's just feeding into Jyväskylä's defensive strategy right now.
Puck down low, recovered by Vatu, holds it, tried to get it in front. Indy still fighting for it. Vatu still fighting for it. He gets crushed on the contact. Philadelphia able to come up with it. Playmaker trying to generate speed. He does. In front, scores! Jay Toro pinching in the defenseman. Finds the back of the net. What a feed there. And Sin focus faces. I mean, Playmaker looks like he can't even be bothered at this point.
Yeah.
Unbelievable stuff there. Philadelphia back in this game right as we thought. I mean, man, they're looking like they're in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, I mean, that's Jay Toro. Just a great job to pinch from him. Terrific vision from Playmaker to find him cutting in like that towards the net, and that's a goal they desperately need, and they still have 5 minutes. If you're Jyväskylä, watch out. They're going to try to sneak a forward behind you. Do not get beat like you got beat last game.
Here we go. Final 5 minutes of regulation here in this one. We saw Philadelphia blow a 2-goal lead. Will Jyväskylä answer in kind? Eki just pushes it too far ahead of himself. Still fighting for it, though. He wins it back off the air pass. One-timer scores! Philadelphia in the blink of an eye tie this game up. 2 goals from the defenseman. Jay Toro first. Loimu now. Sin, we have ourselves a game.
Yep, and they're getting rewarded for all those chances earlier, and the forecheck pressure, huge. You saw that. Playmaker Eki converging on that defenseman, blocking his outlet. He didn't have the half boards. He didn't have going down low. He tried to put it down low to his partner. It was blocked off by the forechecker, passed over to Loimu with another huge one-time blast. Goes in. Jyväskylä. It's heartbreaking once again. You know, it seems like they're finding a way to, snatch possible defeat from the jaws of victory, but that's how dangerous Philadelphia is. They can get chance after chance all game. You could stave them off, but you can't stave them off forever. Now Jyväskylä have to get back into that offensive zone again.
Philadelphia, that never say die attitude. Again, we talked about their level of composure, that compete level. The defenseman getting involved. This one far from over. 3 minutes left. Shot on. Stopped by Sandro. And Jyväskylä back down the other way. How will they respond to blowing that 2-goal lead? And we saw it in the last game. Philadelphia blew it, but were able to get that goal back and win it. See if Jyväskylä can do the same thing, but here's Philadelphia on the attack. Playmaker Eki was there and covered on the line by Sandro. Incredible play from Philadelphia. Just not able to find the back of the net.
Yep, and I mean, they're getting those chances. They're getting their forwards in between defensemen, in between the little gaps. Sandro doing his best to hold on here.
Good defensive zone draw win there for Antti. They needed that one. Final minute of regulation. Are we destined for overtime in this one? An incredibly close series. Here's Indy. Batu shot hit the pipe. What an opportunity. Has it back, though. Still in the zone. One-timer deflects just wide. A shot from the point. This one in traffic. Otzloff will come up with it. Great chances there for Jyväskylä, nearly walking away with the winning goal. Great interception by Batu. An errant pass. Jyväskylä will reset here. Under 30 seconds to go. Intercepted by Playmaker. Just couldn't hold it at the line. Then we have another crucial face-off coming up here.
Yeah, this is huge. Antti needs to win this one as well. Jyväskylä, they can't allow Philadelphia to get a chance, but more importantly, they want the last chance of the game to themselves.
There we go. Final 22 now. Jyväskylä trying to work their way through. Not able to do so. Can they find space along the blue line? The answer is no. Otzloff to Playmaker. Still fighting for it here. 7 seconds to go. One more rush for Jyväskylä. Otzloff will drop it back. Shot. That's wide. You never know, Sin. We've seen crazier things happen. We've seen this a lot before, too. We are going to overtime. Game 2, tied at 2. It was this game-tying goal here from Loimu on the back end that sends us there.
Yeah, and it's a tough break for Jyväskylä, but it's just, again, it's the split-second breakdowns that Philadelphia will make you pay on. And the tough thing, if you're against them, they don't give them up a whole lot. So when you're Jyväskylä, you just really got to try to capitalize on every single chance you can get, which is, of course, made even tougher by the presence of Kape between the pipes for Philadelphia. I was really thinking Jyväskylä would be able to hold on, get the split here in the first 2 games, but it's just Philadelphia. They're just such a dangerous team in all 3 zones of the ice. They proved it there. Another 2-goal comeback, but we got overtime. Jyväskylä still has a chance here. Just needs that 1 goal. They need that 1 bounce. They got a couple in that game 1. Good rebound goals. We'll see if they can do it again here in overtime. Sudden death on the menu here. And boy, is it going to be good between these 2 teams.
Can't help but feel like Omari might feel as though we bullied him. We haven't had the webcam up for the last couple of times that we've gotten a look in at these particular players here. We have an incident there where stream quality was a little bit low, so we cut back to the action a little bit late, but again, overtime underway. And we'll see how this plays out here. Let's do this. Next goal wins. Crucial for Jyväskylä to be the ones to get that particular goal. And Philadelphia, we give them a 2-0 series lead. Multiple-time champions, this lineup. It's tough to see a way back. It has been done, of course, but here they go. Back down the other way. Jay Toro to Playmaker. Over the line. Has Eki. Shot on. Blocker stopped by Sandro. Then a lesser goalie might have been caught cheating there, expecting the pass to Potslock.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what Eki's hoping for. And that's what they're going to do here in this overtime. And what they've continued to do against this goaltender, Sandro, is throw different looks at him, even low percentage shots. You never know. As you said, you can catch a goalie cheating. You see it happen all the time in competitive sixes in all levels.
Pressure there by Vatu, but still Philadelphia going down the other way. Playmaker has that one poked away, and Philadelphia will be forced to reset. We're definitely seeing the trap game step up, and a bit too much speed there from Playmaker. Potslock couldn't keep up with him. An offside call.
Yeah, maybe just trying to get the jump there to split the defenseman. That being said, Jyväskylä, Domi, and Ilmari have been doing a good job of hanging back right there. But yeah, Potsloff, little too, just not quick enough on the steps. Had to be careful of that blue line, which was being patrolled.
Contact there by Loimu. Has a goal in this game, of course. Huge hit there. Jay Toro taken down. He's still down. Let's see if Jyväskylä can make the most of that extra space here. Back to the D. Shot. Can't get through the traffic. Eki having a little bit of trouble against Indy. He's able to work his way through. Pass up to Playmaker. It's a little bit off the mark. 11 and a half to go here in this overtime. Sudden death at this stage. Puck loose in front. Dribble chest wide. A close call there for Jyväskylä once more. Great pressure here. Trying to seize the opportunity. Great interception there from Domi. Able to take that one away from Playmaker. Perhaps a frustrating one. The nice no-look interception. Gotta love it. Philadelphia trying to go back down the other way here. Playmaker looking. Shot stopped. Eki sticking with it. Finds Playmaker. Good movement here. One-timer deflects wide. Playmaker again able to hold on to the puck. Shot deflection bid and stopped by Sandro. Incredible performance from him, Sin.
Yeah, coming out to the top of his crease right there, trying to cut down the angle and, got that deflection before it could gain too much height.
Scramble off the draw here. Yip did come up with it. Pass off the mark. This will not go down for icing, though. Philadelphia will look to reset here. Playmaker, burst of speed, has Domi with them. Poked wide at the last moment. Slap shot off a leg. Pass back in front, goes all the way through the slot. Eki takes the hit. Playmaker fighting for it. Antti will come up with it. Great defense there from the centerman. Let's see what Jyväskylä can do down the other way. Batu back to Antti. Can't get the shot on. Eki was there to get a stick on it. Philadelphia come up with it through the scramble here. Potzloff gets it back. Eki fakes the slap shot. Looking down to Potzloff. Great movement here from Phila. Eki. Jay Toro throws it on and through. Playmaker still fighting for it here. Loimu, great hold. Looking to work his way through. Eki tried to snipe the corner again. Sandro just not giving him those looks.
No, and Philadelphia, again, really picking up steam here with their attack, gaining more and more offensive zone time. Pucks and bodies quickly moving. Jyväskylä doing a relatively good job keeping them to the outside, but again, Philadelphia, they will be able to find that space. Jyväskylä got to get their attack going.
3 minutes to play here in this overtime now. Eki gets it back from Loimu, and again back to the defender at the point, and again back down low, looking for these lanes. Both wingers taking hits, not able to make the play. Domi able to speed his way out of the zone, still has it here, loses it to Potzloff once he gains entry. Again, the final 2 minutes of play, slow, so plenty of time to work with. Off the skate, chance for Indy. And a close call there for Philadelphia. It is recovered. One chance is all it takes at this stage. Of course, no icing here either. Domi able to recover. Jyväskylä looking to go back down the other way. Batu nowhere to go. Impeccable trap game here from Philadelphia as Potzloff not able to hold on to that one through the legs of Domi. Trouble here. Playmaker really making these defenders think twice about playing it around in their own zone. But Sin, right now we're just seeing it. The Philadelphia trap game is fantastic, and Playmaker really forcing the issue for these defenders. Wins it back. Chance here. Couldn't get that short side tuck.
Wow, I mean, yeah, you said it. Philadelphia, it's all threes. Oh, my, and they get another turnover.
Eki has it over, scores! Playmaker has the winner. You could sense it coming. And Philadelphia have a 2-0 series lead. The overtime winner, 3-2 final again. Incredible stuff there for Philadelphia.
Yeah, I mean, you said it. You could sense it coming. They were just being so good, so aggressive on the attack. And it was, like you said, their trap game was good. They didn't let them really out of the neutral zone, and not even mentioning trying to get, for Jyväskylä in the offensive zone. Philadelphia was not allowing it. They were just all over Jyväskylä there at the end. And again, you think back to that game one and how good Jyväskylä played, and to come up empty in that, man, it's a tough break for them, but excellently well played by Philadelphia. And that being said, Jyväskylä did look good a lot of time for certain stretches there, but yeah, once they kind of lost that advantage, it was all Philadelphia from there on out, and they just kept pouring it on until they were able to find those holes on Sandro.
I mean, again, Sin, it's not the first time in this postseason that we were able to really say that a scoreline might not be all that fair. I mean, Jyväskylä did a great job of sticking with them, getting those opening goals. But at the end of the day, the results, all that matters. Series scorelines often not indicative of maybe how close series have been, but you could really see that coming. The incredible trap game from Philadelphia and Playmaker was going to work. One of, if not the very best for checking forward, not only on the European side, in the world. It is incredible what he is able to do, and you could see it there, the individual effort to really force the issue. I mean, like we said, you got the trap game going with the other four, but you put that much pressure on the defenders. There aren't too many teams that would be able to move the puck fast enough to really make the most of that situation. That was an incredible performance from Philadelphia. They get the last 3 goals to not only tie the game, but to win the game in overtime. And again, perhaps no better shout for the game winner than Playmaker. Again, he is, the all-time goal-scoring king in this elite division. And I think there you could see why, just what he is able to do in the offensive zone. There you see them now, again, former champions, the trophy on display from the captain Potzloff there. And again, Sin now just 2 wins away from being able to make their way back to the championship round, looking to reclaim what they just weren't able to hold on to last year against HAVU. And speaking of one HAVU gaming, of course, those first 2 games, just the first 2 games of this broadcast, we have reached the halfway point. We are not done yet. Again, this series will continue on throughout the week. But now, Sim, we get to change our attention over to our other second round matchup, our other semifinal. Of course, it is our defending champions in HAVU. They will be taking on hREDS, a rematch from last year. We got a lot to talk about to set the stage there. But before that, of course, we have to take a quick break here from our lovely sponsors at Wilhelm. The bottom line is Philadelphia, a 2-0 series lead now, though, over Jyväskylä. It's going to be very interesting to see how that series plays out from there. But for now, we put that series to bed. We look ahead to the next one, and we'll be back again after a very, very brief intermission. hREDS trying to upset our defending champions in HAVU. We'll see if they can get it done.
Wilhelmin ykköskentän pakkeina uudet tulokkaat. Sour Cream Snacks ja Flaming Hot Snacks. Kotikatsomoissa mukana Wilhelm Snacksit.
And we are back. See, I told you it wasn't that long of a break. Welcome back, everybody. It is time for our second and, well, the only other semifinal matchup, of course, to go. We're down to 4 teams. You saw 2 of those teams in action just a few moments ago, with Philadelphia taking a 2-0 series lead on one Jyväskylä. And now, Sin, buddy, a pal of mine, we shift our attention to our defending champions. HAVU Gaming, our number 2 seed, taking on the 3 seed in hREDS. Again, a rematch from last year. Can't wait for the series to get underway, and we're just a few minutes away from it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's gonna be tight. I mean, I really liked what Jyväskylä was able to do in a lot of cases with Philadelphia. Unfortunately, they're down by 2 games. I really feel like hREDS, out of these 2 matchups, have the best chance to pull out the upset here. That being said, it is HAVU. They are the defending champs. They are there for a reason. But with the way hREDS improved throughout the course of this season from last season, I mean, they could be ready for big things.
I mean, again, we talked about the 4 teams that are left, and we'll get you a look at the playoff bracket here as well. But the 4 teams that are left, Philadelphia and HAVU, considered the big 2. Jyväskylä and hREDS determined to make that at least a big 3, if not a big 4, with both of them being considered the cream of the crop. And I guess you could say, I mean, out of the 16 teams, the 16 best teams in the European side of things, they are, of course, at the very least amongst the top 16, now amongst the top 4. But again, top 4 isn't where you want to be. You want to be crowned the very best, like no one ever was. And we'll see, of course, if that is able to go down here. Let's get a look here at the team matchups heading into this one. Again, you get a look at the playoff stats. Sin, worth noting, of course, HAVU with that sweep of Roots in 4 games. 3 of those games were 1-goal games. 2 of them went to overtime. hREDS sweeping Vesapampa. 3 of those games were 1-goal games. 2 of them went to overtime. So both teams getting that first round sweep against lower seeds, but they were incredibly close for the most part, of course, with the blowout there as well, as you can tell by the goals for and the even goals against. It's 2 of the league's top offenses from the regular season going head to head. Actually, the 2 very best. Both teams 106 goals in 30 games, as absolutely insane as that is. Again, 3.5 goals for per game. A phenomenal number for them. The regular season stats in kind of like we see here. I mean, granted, special teams are a little bit different so far, but low sample size. You know, the regular season stats were nearly identical. But then we get to the season series. HAVU swept hREDS, a 3-2 win and a 2-1 overtime win. HAVU was outshot in that 3-2 win, 11-5, but still walked away with the win. So I think that really does set an interesting tone here where, again, it's just a matter of getting the goals at the end of the day. I mean, again, you can sit there and say, well, the stats were completely in our favor. We deserve the win. And as you've said before, no, it's not really the case. There's only one number that matters. It's how many goals you happen to score. It's going to be very interesting to see these two, very, very similar teams in terms of strategy go head to head here.
Yeah, and I mean, that's what we saw in the first game of that last series. Jyväskylä was technically, on paper, the better team in that game, but they still lost. And then, when Philadelphia was down in that second game, they technically looked like the better team. So you said it. It's all about if you can score the important goals. Both of these teams can score. Both of these teams, as you can see from the numbers, can defend well, but it's all about the timing, when you get those goals, when you stop those goals. In the playoffs, that's really all that matters. When you're facing the same opponent over and over and over again, it becomes a mental duel at times as well. So we'll really see. This first game is really going to set the tone between these two teams.
So with that, let's take a look at the team lineups for this particular matchup here. For hREDS, we see Yoki, the captain of the team, in Benito, and Nicky Dangles up top. The defense, of course, Teemu, and King of Apes, the goaltender, Finn Kona. On the flip side, again, for our defending champions in HAVU, we have Hansalino, Dominointi, and the captain, Flyer Kungen. Now Sestelia and Villikun on defense, Sibelius in goal. Of course, the both of these teams saw some slight changes, I would say, Sin, to the lineups heading into this year. Of course, King of Apes got that full-time defensive spot. Hansalino for HAVU jumps up to forward. We'll be talking about that a little bit more, of course, with Sibelius coming in from Jyväskylä to play goal. So interesting, of course, to see how that's played out throughout this season. But with that, let's get into the individual breakdowns. We'll start it off, of course, with the centers, as we always do, as it is Benito against Dominointi in this one. Sin, good numbers, of course, for 2 of the better two-way forwards in the game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Benito, he is like the definition of two-way. The front 3 from hREDS have just been unstoppable throughout the course of the year. That being said, so is Dominointi. I mean, he led the league in goals in the regular season, was tied for 10th in assists, in 6th place for points. I mean, we're just going to see all kinds of regular season leaders as we get further and further along in these postseason, as it should be. Some of the best teams going head-to-head. But again, for the playoffs, we got to go down to the basics at times when it comes to centers. It's all going to come down to the face-off battle, in which Benito has a clear advantage in percentage. But, with a guy like Dominointi, look for him to win those key offensive and defensive zone draws.
Absolutely. Of course, again, 2 teams that want to have possession as much as possible. Watch out for that face-off battle. We move over to the wingers now. Again, for hREDS, it is Yoki and Nicky Dangles. Of course, Nicky Dangles, an interesting person to talk about. 3rd year, coming off of his lowest regular season point total, which is still 60 points, but an evolving two-way game that really has hREDS being incredibly optimistic heading into this series. But then, of course, on the flip side, Hansalino and Flyer Kungen. Hansalino as well, going from, we knew he was one of the best goaltenders, if not the best, potentially in the world. We knew he was a fantastic 1v1 player. Turns out, though, of course, he can get the job done in competitive sixes as a forward as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you see him, HAVU, so far. are looking great. I mean, seven points for each of their wingers. And, you mentioned in the last, during the last matchup, how strong Playmaker is on the forecheck. Flyer Kungen, also, I would say about as strong or, equally strong as Playmaker on the forecheck. hREDS have to watch out for Flyer Kungen harassing their defenseman back there. And that being said, Yoki, Nikki Dangles, we know how strong they are on the offensive side of things. Nikki Dangles hasn't quite got going, but, they did mention how much he's been working on his two-way game, and they're going to need that here in the playoffs.
Absolutely. With that, of course, the defensive matchup as well. For hREDS, we see Teemu and King of Apes on the flip side. Now, Sestelia and Villikun, of course, Sin, 4 more defensemen that are more than capable of making an impact offensively.
Yeah, making an impact offensively and more importantly, keeping things level defensively. I mean, when you're looking at Nasustelia, Villikung versus Teemu, King of Apes, you're seeing a lot of the same thing. Although, you got to think of the wild card, King of Apes. He has times where he's just able to take over games from that back end here. If he's able to have a game like that, hREDS have got a real chance of getting the split here, at least in this first 2 games.
And of course, our final head-to-head matchup. It is the battle of the goaltenders for hREDS. We have Fincona. On the flip side, Sibelius, Sin, 2 goaltenders, great stat lines, picture-perfect records, really living up to the hype of what we thought we would see from them based off of regular season numbers, of course. Thing that stands out to me, of course, both of these guys played all 30 games in the regular season, 7 shutouts apiece. Not too bad, right?
No, not at all. And in these playoffs so far, Fincona has been a monster. Faced shot after shot after shot from Vesapampa. Stopped so many of them. He's got an 87.5 save percentage. Sibelius on the flip side, hovering around that 83 mark, but both of them only allowing on average 1 goal per game. So once again, the goaltender matchup, neck and neck. It's all going to be about who can make those key saves at the key times.
So with that, of course, we have our 3 keys to the game, 3 keys to success. Call it what you will for both of these sides. We'll kick things off with HAVU and Sin. Of course, here we have the clutch factor at play. Nasustelia and Villikun on defense each have a game-winning goal through the first 4 games of the playoffs, making it, half of the teams, of course, game-winning goals in the first round coming from defensemen. We just saw with Philadelphia how crucial it is for your defensemen to be involved in that second game. Of course, they scored the first 2 goals that tied it for Philadelphia and sent it to overtime. So, again, big thing there for HAVU to be able to have those defensemen that can put points on the board. Second point, of course, not so Dominoiti. We're missing an eye there, but that's okay. It's probably my fault. Don't worry about it. But Sin, as you mentioned, struggling in the face-off percentage. He had a 58.8% win percentage in the regular season, which is astounding, really. In round 1, it plummeted to just 41%, basically 42%, as you mentioned. That is a huge factor here. Dominoiti needs to get those wins under control. Problem is you're facing an even more competent center. I mean, not to disrespect, of course, anybody on Roots Gaming, but, hey, hREDS at a different level. And then, of course, the role reversal here. We talked about it with Hanselino moving up to forward. But in general here, he averaged a goal per game in the regular season, has 1 goal through 4 playoff games so far. He's made up for it, of course, by leading the team in assist and flyer. Kungen is now up to 6 goals in 4 games, but look for Hanselino to get on the board a little bit more frequently, all things considered. There we go. Gotta love fixing the key there. Sin, hREDS, there's a lot of keys to success. What are the 3 that stand out, though?
Well, the first one here is we got a dynamic duo, and it's not the one you may think it is from the wings. It's the one on the back end. Teemu and King of Apes have a combined 3 goals in round 1, and that leads all deep defensive pairs in this postseason thus far. They're going to want to keep that up. hREDS have to be a threat from everywhere on the ice to make sure this HAVU defense can't just sit there and defend from just a couple areas, because they will stifle you. The second one here is the King of Pims, King of Apes, with 8 of the team's 10 penalty minutes, averaging 1 penalty per game this postseason. He has to stay out of the box, or you know what, unfortunately, no bananas for him. And with such a dynamic player, it's, again, he really needs to be on the ice to be a difference maker. And the last one here is composure. This is a big moment for hREDS. Last season, it looked like they could challenge the Big Two, but they fell in 5 games. And they need to be at their very best in this series. It's tough to stay focused, but, you know, they've seemed to get a lot better than they were from the last season. We'll see what they could do here against HAVU.
So again, just a few moments away from puck drop. The first 2 games of this series going down here in this broadcast. Of course, things continue on later on in the week. This Wednesday, I do believe Sin and I will be back on the call. And then if necessary, Thursday in finish, those series will wrap up. And of course, that will set the stage, Sin, for us on the championship broadcast, of course. So excited to see who out of the Final Four will make it, even if the odds-on favorites are that we see another Philadelphia and HAVU matchup. I am not opposed, because those 2 teams, of course, create magic in the finals no matter what. But if we do have an underdog, and of course it's tough to view a 3 seed like hREDS as an underdog, but if we do have an underdog that ultimately makes it through, it's that much more promising, as again we'll be able to get a look in here with the teams throughout this broadcast here. No ridiculous gamer postures, at least compared to Ilmari, who has become my official favorite player in the ECL Elite division, because how someone manages to do that, I have no idea. But again, these teams just about ready to go here, Sin. Very excited to start this series here. Let's get that going as soon as possible. I don't want to wait any longer. I want to see what these 2 teams are going to bring to the table today to kick off this series.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's good to see, you know, hREDS on that side looking very loose. You know, at times we saw Jyväskylä very stone-faced, and, you know, maybe some of the nerves were getting to him against a team like Philadelphia. So it's nice to see hREDS. We'll see if that maintains when these games get going. But yeah, good to see him loose against a team it's going to be a tall task ahead of them to defeat HAVU Gaming, but they got to start off strong here. At least get yourself that 1-to-1 split here. And yeah, let's get this going.
Absolutely. So again, just a few moments away from puck drop here. We see the lobby, we see the teams. Couldn't get a look at the player type, Sim, but of course you would expect to see. And there we go. A lot of puck moving defensemen, a lot of playmakers, of course. The go-to, just one playmaker for hREDS. It's the center in Benito. So maybe keep an eye out on that as he looks to step up a little bit offensively here. But again, so no real surprise. It is the meta, as we talked about in that first series. And as we talked about all season long, it's about the speed. It's about the puck control. These are the 2 best builds. But the, of course, the 185 in terms of the weight, sometimes you see it a little bit higher. But for the most part, these are the builds that you see teams in the European side of things run with, because again, like we talked about, the speed, the defensive ability, but even then, the ability to hit, of course, because we saw Playmaker drop some ridiculous hits throughout that first round matchup as well. So again, Sin, just a few moments away. Can't wait to see how this one plays out.
Yeah, I mean, if hREDS are able to get off to a good start to break down some of those layers of defense that HAVU like to put up, they have a real shot taking this first game. Because when you're able to get HAVU off their game, off their style that they want to play, you force them into positions where they don't want to be. That's where you can even start picking them apart further, which we saw from Philadelphia a couple seasons ago when they took them down in that finals. So we'll see if hREDS is able to establish their own attack and their own dominance here in the first game. But it's going to be very get there against a team like HAVU.
So here we go. Our second semifinal series is underway. Our defending champs, HAVU, of course, in the black and green. hREDS, you wouldn't believe it, in the white and red. Let's see how this one plays out. A very close series to kick off this broadcast with Philadelphia and Jyväskylä, and we expect to see a similar level of competitiveness here. And of course, then we might even see a bit more of the ever-present trap game, although a little bit of space there. Nearly worked his way through. Chance here for Dominointi, able to soften up the ice. A bit too much traffic there, though, for hREDS. We'll see how it plays out, Sim, because, again, through the opening stages of our first series today, we didn't really see the trap game all that consistently. But throughout especially the second game, we really started to see the trap game and the patrolling of the blue lines take over.
Yeah, absolutely. And we might see that a bit here from HAVU as they try to establish their own attack. That being said, great entry on the sauce pass.
Nicky Dangles holding it down low, goes over to the far side. Teemu's there, able to recover. Cycles back up. King of Apes, the shot and a big kick save from Sibelius. So a good way to open up the account there, denying again the most productive offensive defenseman in the league. You see him there with the puck now. King of Apes, great pass, finds its way to Yoki. He has a step and he scores out of nowhere. Yoki with an incredible amount of space, and hREDS start off this game in fantastic fashion.
Yeah, absolutely. See the Selly coming out there from the player cams, and Yoki finds his way behind the defense, but an even better stretch pass. The bank pass saucer off of the boards. I didn't catch who sent that initially, but what a pass it was to spring Yoki there. Makes no mistake, Sibelius doing what he can to cover that post up, but you know, when you're skating in there all alone behind the defense with speed, it can be tough for a goaltender to react to that.
King of Apes on the feed. No real surprise there. Again, we just mentioned his offensive capabilities from the back end. Let's see how HAVU respond here. D-to-D, shot through the traffic. Not able to find its way through there. Now Cestellia throwing that one on. Here come hREDS down the other way once more. Nicky Dangles dropped back. Teemu, great opportunity. May have flipped the post. From HAVU now down the other way. A flyer. Coogan a little bit of trouble, but he gets it into the zone nonetheless. Drops back to Cestellia for Hansalino. Pass a little bit off the mark. hREDS right now, again, the hot start to this game. They would have wanted an offside call there, Sin. I don't know how many offside calls we saw through those first two games. It's a little bit jarring now to see one here between these two teams.
Yeah, I can remember maybe one or two, and you know, we've seen one already in this series thus far, but you know, hREDS really trying to stretch the game out.
Hansalino, a little bit of trouble there. Carried down the other way. Knocked loose once more. Huge hit there. Dominointi taken down. Yoki will settle this one back. Dominointi taking a while to get up there. hREDS not able to take advantage of it, but they're able to settle things down. Good movement here through the neutral zone. King of Apes, great job there, but the pass just not to the target I think he would have preferred. No real space to work with. HAVU back in possession now. Sin right now, hREDS doing a pretty good job of shutting down the line.
Yeah, I think both these teams doing a good job of that right now, not allowing anything in between. That being said, HAVU with the entry.
Commentator's curse strikes once more. Gotta love it. hREDS trying to go down the other way. Toe drag from Yoki. Pass in front. Loose there. Sibelius able to get the glove on it. Yoki had another great opportunity.
Yeah, scary moment. Had he been able to get that shot off, Sibelius was out of position. You saw it from the cover-up. He had to sort of reach to the side of him to cover it up. But, you know, HAVU Gaming wins the face-off here. We'll see if they can attack on their own.
Bit of a slow start here, all things considered. Maybe some early signs of frustration there. Just like, oh, okay, cool. That's not going to go our way either. They do gain the zone, though. It's Cestellia. Sends it down low. Flyer Coogan has it on the opposite side. Down to Hansalino one more time. Forced to go back to the point. Cestellia not able to pick that one up. Under 4 minutes to play here. Yoki trying to force the issue. HAVU able to recover. Cestellia again brings it over the line, but straight into traffic. See what hREDS can do now. Their turn in possession. Yoki, way too much traffic to try and fight through. A scramble for the puck here. Teemu is going to come up with it. Still fighting for it. But HAVU able to settle it down and send it down the other way. Anselino, good protection. Not able to get that feed in front. To Cestellia. Flyer Kungan fighting for it. Puck still loose. Recovered by Dominointi. The shot ripped just wide. Great chance there for HAVU. Final minute of play already here in this first period. Pass off the mark. Let's see what HAVU can do. Good couple of stretch passes there. Second one just intercepted. Final 10 seconds here. One more chance. What a move from Yoki. Big spin. Feed in front. Couldn't get it to Nicky Dangles. Drop back. Teemu the shot. Too much traffic. And King of Apes can't backhand it on net in time. So Sin, shockingly, hREDS the opening goal off of a fantastic play. And that is the perfect start for them.
Yeah, and that's really, I think, what they needed and perhaps what they wanted. Getting that early lead not allowing HAVU to just trap the whole game. Now you're still going to see HAVU trap it up there, but we saw it start to open up there at the end of the period. HAVU going for longer stretch passes, which in turn opened up hREDS going for longer stretch passes. And if you're hREDS, you got to love that. They seem to really kind of favor that style of play with the talent on the wings that they have. And Yoki and Nikki Dangles, those long stretch pass plays, the rush plays, they can really seem to benefit from that. And, you know, at the same time, hREDS looked good shutting down their own blue line for the most part. Until that game opened up, they were really preventing HAVU from, you know, gaining the line. And we see it right there. 0 registered shots for HAVU, only 2 for hREDS, sure, but one of them's a goal.
So again, here we get another look at what is the difference-making goal so far. Yoki able to pull to the backhand. Again, just one goal here. The first game of this best of 7. Again, games 3 and 4 will be this Wednesday. The rest of the series will be finished on Thursday if needed. Finished by our Finnish commentator compadres, of course. So, Sin and I, again, we'll be back on Wednesday here. Of course, game 1, we still have game 2 to go after this. A long way to go in this first one here, though. Again, hREDS the lone goal of that first period. Let's see how, once more, our defending champions in HAVU Gaming happen to respond. And another offside call there. So we're seeing it from these two teams right now. The timing at the blue line's not quite what they're, you know, really hoping it to be.
Yeah, and it's hard to tell if that's just, you know, on the forwards or a good job from the trap.
Hey, here, Flyer Coogan, nowhere to go. Think it was knocked loose at the last second. Wins it back. D-to-D, one-timer, blocked down, loose puck, Dominointi, nowhere to go, still fighting for it, and it finds its way out to Yoki. Good couple of chances there for HAVU, space for hREDS, fed in front, Sibelius with a fantastic save there, traffic in front, and nearly a second goal for HAVU, for hREDS, that would have been devastating for HAVU, Sin. I mean, again, you get a great chance on one side, nearly give up a goal on the other, chance here, one-timer, big blocker, stop. Great chances here, but Sibelius able to answer the call. Let's see what HAVU can do. Down the far side, Dominointi walks his way through, gets it on net, but Vincona is there to cover. Great chances on both sides of the ice.
Yep, starting to open up here a bit in the second period, but we mentioned it a bit in the pregame, how good Flyer Kungen can be on that forecheck. We saw it there on that initial shot of the period.
Shot nearly goes through. The aggressive face-off from HAVU. Alcestelia just letting a pretty strong shot go there, just not able to hit the target.
Yeah, maybe looking for a deflection, a bounce in front, or a rebound. You saw a couple of black jerseys there crashing the net.
And the face-off. This one goes to Benito. Let's see if hREDS can get the breakout going here. All 5 players in the offensive zone. Flyer Kungen just not able to hold on to that one. Yoki able to settle things down. hREDS maintaining possession here. Sauce off target. HAVU going down the other way. Hanselinho has Flyer Kungen with him in front. Dominointi had a great chance taken away by Teemu. Big spin for Yoki. Nowhere to go. hREDS regained possession here, though. A couple of quick passes. Again, nowhere to go. HAVU right now really patrolling that blue line. Let's see what they can do here. Getting into the offensive zone. Flyer Kungen. A couple of quick passes. Now down around the back. Banked off the side of the net. Kicks all the way back to the point. Again. Quick give and goes here, trying to find those passing lanes. Back to the point one more time. Now Sestelia to Villikun. D-to-D again, looking, shot on, rebound. Just couldn't get its way to Hanselinho. hREDS trying to go down the other way, but the layers in defense just too strong right now. HAVU continuing to put the pressure on. Drop there by hREDS, risky pass. Trying to work their way out of their own zone here. Another pass off the mark. First 10 minutes certainly going in HAVU's favor. Just not able to find that tying goal. Nasastelia has it poked away to recover. It's Flyer Kungen. Nasu again at the point. Looking across, one-timer, big kick save by Vincona, robbing Dominointi. hREDS going down the other way here. A chance. Quick passes, shot on. Teemu denied. Big stop there by Sibelius. One back. Great poke check from Dominointi. Still, though, it's hREDS in the zone. Back to the point here. Teemu looking. Down low for Benito. Yoki one more time. Down low to Nikki Dangles. He'll send it all the way around. King of Apes here. Great possession from hREDS. Teemu looking. Again, back down low. Great passing. Maybe one pass too many. As Yoki wasn't able to find Nikki Dangles on the attempt. HAVU survived scare there. The best bit of offensive zone time for hREDS in this period, Sid.
Yeah, and they really wanted to get that half boards and down low cycle established, but HAVU wasn't having it.
Off pass and a great chance for Hansalino, just a little bit too far behind him. Step here for Yoki. He's got a man with him off the pad to Sibelius. Still fighting for it is Yoki. Banks it off the back of the net. Nicky Dangles comes up with it and feeds it back to the point. Teemu back down low again. Trouble here. Benito fighting for it. The center's on the battle. Hit the side of the net. There was Benito on the opportunity. Did Benito with that opportunity. 2 minutes to go here. Again, the pace incredibly fast between these two teams as the puck is dumped in. See what happens here as we approach this final minute. hREDS really starting to get that offensive momentum going here in the latter stages of this period. Dominointi takes a big hit from Teemu as he crossed the line. Defender has it back. Again, time winding down rapidly here. Yoki, a little bit of space. Shot, rebound. Sibelius is there. 5 seconds to play. Can HAVU get one more chance? Dominointi, it's Hansalino back to Dominointi, and he runs out of time. Sin, remember that stop from Sibelius there. Huge to deny hREDS that insurance goal.
Yeah, absolutely. And on a second opportunity, no less as well. Huge save. But what a period that was. Very much momentum-based. Back and forth, but not so much with the rush play. It seemed to be HAVU had, a lot of time for about the first half of the period. They had it in hREDS' end, it seemed like, or just stopping them on any of the breakouts or break-in attempts, and it was just kept going back. The ice was tilted against hREDS. Then, about after that halfway mark, hREDS started to get some time, really started to get their offense going as well. And then it came, a bit of a free-for-all there in the last few minutes and reflected right there in the stats. We had, 2 shots for hREDS and 0 for HAVU after the first. 6 apiece in that period. I mean, a very even period, all things considered. HAVU maybe with that edge in the time on attack. But, I mean, this game is just looking more and more even as it wears on. Face-offs are pretty much even. Time on attack pretty much even. The shots are pretty much even. Hits-wise, I mean, a few bodies being thrown around. It's just HAVU just has to find that goal. But good thing is they're only down by 1 here heading into the third.
Seemingly irresistible force against a movable object here. 2 very close competitive teams. Right now, of course, hREDS with that lone goal could ultimately stand, of course, to be the difference maker. But again, we have a long way to go here. That early offside. We get another face-off here. Although we're going to come up with this one. Now Sestelia into the zone. Has a little bit of space. Shot on rebound. Still being fought on for hREDS. Able to come up with that one. Good early save there for Finn Kona of hREDS. His team sending it back down the other way. Yoki not able to find Benito on that attempt. It's Villikun taking the hit. HAVU not able to get that one out. Great poke check though by Dominointi to win it back, but he loses it once more. Teemu in front. Loose puck there. Passed again. Shot just wide. The extra passes from hREDS really trying to get that open shot on target. HAVU will settle this one down a little bit.
Interesting.
Again.
There's been a few errant passes from HAVU in their own end on the defensive side of things, and a few guys getting caught standing. I wonder if they're trying to lead in there and it's just not working.
I was about to call out the same thing. That's why he's the best in the business, folks. Chance here for hREDS down the other way. Teemu, a little bit of space. Loose puck still being fought on for. HAVU able to come up with it, at least for the moment. Good poke check there by Flyer Kungen. He has Hansalino with him, but an even better job in defense by King of Apes. Not just an offensive defenseman. He is a complete defender in this game. Benito, down low for Nicky Dangles. Finds Yoki. Again, kick back to the point with Teemu. And again, back down into the corner. And again to the half wall. Again. The same passes. That one through the slot. I mean, it's almost like they try to lure you into a false sense of security with, okay, they're going to go low, they're going to go high. And then hREDS just try to throw something at you that you're just really not expecting at that point.
Yeah, and it's not really seeming to catch HAVU off guard too much so far. They always seem to have a man on the open shooter looks.
Hansalino not able to hold on to that one. 11-11, make a wish. Right now for HAVU, it's can we please score a goal? We're covered here. Nicky Dangles will send it around. Nobody there, but again, vital time ticking off the clock for HAVU right now.
Yeah, and hREDS maintain possession. So long as they can maintain possession, what a great forecheck, though, by both the wingers of HAVU Gaming. Unfortunately, cannot time it. The offside is called there. That's a bit of a heartbreaker there from HAVU. It was a great poke by Hansalino there, and Flyer Kungen on the recovery. They just, unfortunately, couldn't make anything of it.
And you see Dominointi definitely bouncing back in a big-time way from that first-round struggle. on the face-off dot. He has the puck here. Not able to do anything with it on the first attempt or the second, but still they keep it in the zone. That shot picked off clean. Chance here for Yoki, not able to get that past. HAVU looking to go down the other way. 8 minutes left. Starting to get into that desperation time now. Anselino, loose puck in front. Flyer Kungen recovers, takes the hit, can't make the play. One more chance, and again, they just can't get those passes through the traffic that hREDS are putting up in front of them. Here's Dominoiti. Now Flyer Kungen tries to find Nasistelia, and he does. D-to-D pass is picked off. Here's Yoki. He's got the speed. Breakaway. Scores! He has his second of the game. A mistake there from HAVU, and hREDS double up the lead. What a performance from Yoki here to start this series. 2 goals in 4 games in the first round. Since he has 2 goals in game 1 of this series.
Yeah, the second time he gets around the HAVU defense and the second time he makes them pay. Just an unfortunate break there from Nasustelli. A bit of a, maybe an ill-favored pass right there. Just something that you don't necessarily want to do. You always have to be sure of those wingers patrolling that blue line with a tight point. Those D-to-D passes, they are great when you can pull them off, but right there, just not... you just can't do that in that situation. And Nasu Stella, he knows that. He's got to be kicking himself a little bit. What a read by Yoki as they're getting another look at it. Just a perfect intercept. You could see him even L-skating there, maybe trying to manipulate the vision control for the intercept, but he got it before that. Also look in defensive skill stick. Kind of not able to get the contact necessary. Yeah, rough break right there from HAVU.
Regardless of how that play panned out, the mistake starts in the offensive zone. Nasistelia not able to get that D-to-D pass. He has the puck here, though. Looking to pinch in. This one poked away. HAVU running out of time, but they certainly have the squad that could find the breakthrough. Back down low. Good movement here on display, but can they find the lane? The answer is no. Good intercept there. Now just over 4 minutes to play. hREDS turn that one over. Dominoiti, self-sauce, trying to get speed going. Hatsolini on a Flyer Kungen. Just off the mark on the pass. Here come hREDS down the other way. Great pass there to free up Benito. Trying to hold it through the double team pressure. Not able to do so. Villikun on the offside, able to make that play. Here's Flyer Kungen, 2.5 minutes to go now. The captain sends it down low. Dominoiti, quick give and goes here. Nasistelia looking. Self-pass off the board. Slap shot through the traffic. Can't get it through. Things going horribly wrong for HAVU here. We thought after a rough final week matchup against Philadelphia where they struggled to score that maybe we would see these issues. Didn't really see it in that first round. Chance on the doorstep and a great trip to take away a really what looked to be a sure goal there, Sim.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great penalty to take. Yes, it is a power play with the slow minute, so it's essentially extra time. But that being said, HAVU Gaming is down by 2, so even if they score here, they need another one. It was a fantastic penalty there from hREDS to take. I don't know who was in the box. Didn't catch the colors right there, but we're going to see a timeout being called right here. HAVU knows it's all on the line right now. hREDS, they just got to keep playing as they're playing. You mentioned it. It's a bit curious that HAVU's having all these scoring issues here at the end of the season, now getting into the playoffs. And another curious thing, when we're thinking about Philadelphia, Jyväskylä, 2 great defensive powerhouses going at each other, tons of goals in the first 2 games of that series. These 2 teams, you think of them as high offense. Well, only 2 goals scored.
There we go. Power play for HAVU. 45 seconds remaining. Great movement. Chance for Flyer Kungen denied. Still fighting for it. Puck not cleared out by Teemu. Anselino. Great movement again. Shot just wide. And the puck is sent all the way down. 32 seconds to go. HAVU 1 for 2 on the power play in this postseason. Second best regular season power play. But very little time to work with here at this stage. hREDS win it back. And again, send it all the way down. Just about at least. Villikun picked it off. 15 to go. Nasistelia not able to hold on to it. Villikun back again. D-to-D pokes out. hREDS going to be able to get the job done, Sin. We said they wanted to make a statement. How's that? Statement. They shut out the defending champions in game 1. 2-0 final there. Yoki getting the job done. The 2 goals. An incredible opening performance there. We got the freeze frame on Benito, but look at the determination in his eyes. hREDS What a performance there's been.
Yeah, I mean, what else can you say about that? They played a fantastic game. Their trap was incredible. To stop a team at the blue line repeatedly as they stopped HAVU, forcing offsides to come out. It was great. And then we all know how good, we talk about how HAVU has those layers of defense. To get Yoki behind that last layer of defense, not once, but twice, and to have him capitalize on it, it was a terrific performance from hREDS, and if you're HAVU, on that second goal, yeah, you can argue maybe you should have got that defensive skill stick off, but as Tugi mentioned, you can't make that initial pass for the turnover in the offensive zone, and at the same time, even if you stop that, you still didn't score. You're still down by at least a goal, and you still lose this game. What a win from hREDS there. They looked good in that game. What else could you say? They looked fantastic against the defending champs.
Yeah, I mean, again, these two teams, the highest scoring offenses in the regular season, 3.5 goals per game on average. HAVU shut out in game 1. That is a statement from hREDS. Sin, that is 3 games down in this broadcast. We have 1 more to go. Game 2 coming up in just a few moments. But before that, one more time, let's hear from our lovely sponsors. It's Wilhelm, and I have a hunch you might hear something about flaming hot snacks, but I can't say with certainty.
Wilhelmin ykköskentän pakkeina uudet tulokkaat. Sour Cream Snacks ja Flaming Hot Snacks. Kotikatsomoissa mukana Wilhelm Snacksit.
I mean, hey, sometimes you just know these things. It's incredible. Sen, I mean, again, there's going to be a lot here, and I hope these two teams are able to get down, to business here and match up rather quickly, because we could sit here and talk about, well, history says this, the stats say this. Bottom line is, in that first game, I mean, it's fairly obvious. hREDS made the most of their opportunities. They were deadly on those quick strike opportunities. And for HAVU, you had some good chances, some shots wide. Finn Kona made some good stops there as well. And again, he has been very impressive this season. Last year he was a part of more of a tandem. This year he took over. He played all 30 games in the regular season. And of course, entering play today through the first 4 matchups there, the first 4 games of the first round, he had an 87% save percentage. He already had a shutout. That's shutout number 2 now. And again, that save percentage through 5 games, hovering around a 90, a 900, depending on how you want to view it, which again, when you look at the numbers here and you're like, yeah, anything close to an 800 is phenomenal, or an 80%, you're hovering around 90% right now for Finn Kona, and especially to get the shutout against the team, the defending champions. We've talked about hREDS' motivation for this season. I mean, for hREDS right now, you got to be feeling great. For HAVU, I mean, it's an interesting adjustment period right now, all things considered.
You're down in a series. They probably haven't felt that in the first game of a series for quite a bit of time. And hREDS did it to you in the first game, and it was unexpected, when that's just how the playoffs go sometimes. Expect the unexpected. We've said it time and time again as we got into these ECL 11 playoffs. It's expect the unexpected. We saw the 2 defensive powerhouses going at each other and scored a bunch of goals. Now we see the 2 offensive powerhouses going at each other and not a whole lot of goals being scored. And once again, HAVU getting shut out here, in sort of in a curious fashion. I think at times when I'm looking back, HAVU didn't have any of those like A+ chances that the 2 goals from hREDS got off of. They had good chances, but I think that hREDS did a great job of keeping them away from those like really dangerous, net front areas. Now, that being said, obviously, they did have their shots on net and they looked dangerous at times, but I mean, hREDS, what else can you say? They just did a great job of really, for the most part, helping out Finn Kona back there.
Absolutely. I mean, again, you consider things here for HAVU. They've been in less than favorable situations before. And like we've said, they've had those moments here where, you win some close games, you lose some close games, and offense has struggled at times. But again, they still finished tied for the league's best offense through a 30-game regular season. So the expectation here, of course, as we have one Nicky Dangles staying warm by working on the Rubik's Cube, because what can't this kid do, apparently? It's tremendous to see, whether it's Playmaker just chilling out on the phone, can't be pulled away from it, or you have Nicky Dangles just murdering this Rubik's Cube. He's a pro. He's a professional. He got it too. That's incredible. What a guy.
Yeah. I'm already jealous. I don't think I've ever solved a Rubik's Cube. I can't be bothered to learn the patterns and the formulas and such like that. But yeah, I mean, the focus is there.
And you're watching Nikki Dangles destroy a Rubik's Cube during between the games. The intimidation factor has to be out of control.
Well, if you're a team like HAVU, do you get intimidated? I don't even know if it's programmed into their genetic code. I mean, this team never seems to be down and out. They never seem to be bothered. But I mean, maybe there's that, the seed of doubt has been planted by hREDS in that first game. But I think we're going to see HAVU respond in a big way right here in this game too. I mean, they have to. They can't go down 2-0 against hREDS.
I mean, we said as much for Philadelphia, right? You look at a team like HAVU who's been there and done that. Again, our defending champions. It's all about the composure. And that was one of our key points for hREDS is, okay, this is a big moment for you. I mean, that first test, granted, you got to pass 4 different tests here. You got to win, you got to win 4 games. But at the end of the day, that first test, they passed it. But for HAVU, again, it's very, very tough to rattle a team like that, all things considered. So I am very, very intrigued to see how this one's going to play out here. Again, puck drop in just a few moments here. Second game of this series, 4th and final game of this broadcast. Of course, again, Sin and I will be back on Wednesday, games 3 and 4 of this series. And of course, if necessary, 5 through 7 will be on Thursday. That particular broadcast in Finnish, as I know, again, our Finnish compatriots there will send us into the championship round on an incredibly high note, if called upon. I mean, who's to say here, Sin? Right now, nothing's guaranteed. HAVU need to win a game here at least to guarantee that we see action on Thursday. I mean, again, talk about, making an impact. Crazier things have happened, of course. But again, we have a very long way to go here. So, Sin, as we, again, just about ready for this next game here. The first goal, all that more important as, compared to the normal importance of a first goal to start off a game.
Yeah. I mean, we said last time, I think if hREDS got that first goal, they would really be able to take it to HAVU. They did just that. They got the first goal, and that was good enough for the game winner. If you're HAVU now, you want to get that first goal because when teams have to play into you and your layers of defense and you don't have to stretch yourself thin looking for that offense, there's sometimes almost looks like no better team than HAVU Gaming, but they got to get into that position. And hREDS have shown with their ability on the rush and their ability, Yoki especially, to get behind them on the attack, it could be a tough task ahead for HAVU.
Absolutely. So again, we hope, fingers crossed, a few seconds away from puck drop here. Game 2 of this series. I think we are pretty much good to go here. So again, going to be very intrigued, very interesting to see how this one plays out. Sin, we have seen it all today. We have seen some high-scoring affairs. We've seen some great goals. We've seen a dog and a Rubik's Cube. You never know what you're going to get in a broadcast here on NHL Gamer. Like we said, of course, make sure to check out all the socials as well for all the most up-to-date information. Of course, NHLGamer.com as well. And, of course, we're going to be looking to bring some of the championship rounds from the lower tiers as well to you very, very soon. Hopefully, again, right here. So drop a follow if you haven't already. There is still a lot to be decided, not just, of course, in the Elite Division, but you have teams looking to battle their way up from Pro. You have teams at the bottom of the standings here in Elite that are hoping to avoid getting relegated down to our second tier this season, this postseason. Far from over. Sin, Game 2 is here. HAVU handed their first loss of this postseason. Can't wait to see how they respond.
Yeah, and they're going to need a response here because hREDS looked like a team who belonged in that position. They looked like they belonged with the lead. They looked like they were meant to win that game. So HAVU, they got their work cut out for themselves here against hREDS in Game 2.
So again, puck drop here. Coming up, ready to get this one started perhaps. Not sure if we might have a potential restart here or not. No, we are good to go. In. It is time. Let's do it. Game 2 underway. hREDS, the 1-0 series lead after a 2-0 victory in Game 1. They're in on the attack here. And early on in the black and red. Chance on the doorstep. Second chance there. Sibelius. Remember that save.
Yeah.
No, it's less than a minute and a half into the game. What a stop by Sibelius. Great opportunity for hREDS.
Yeah, I mean, just the puck bounced to the slot. The shot was taken. Sibelius didn't flinch, made the huge save, but they can't get the puck out quite yet.
Let's have it again here. Teemu circling around, being given plenty of space. The heavy collapse, one-timer deflection bid. Way too much traffic for that one to find its way through. And a great poke check there. Sends it back down the other way. Villikun will recover, and we'll see what HAVU can do on this attempt. Trying to get through the traffic here. Contact, hREDS recover. Poked away there for Dominoiti, but again, he gets it back, and two defenders to try and weave his way through. Unlikely, of course. Big stretch pass finds Yoki again. Villikun does a good job of sticking with him. Along the half wall, looking for space. Yoki, the shot on, taken away by Dominoiti. So a bit of a slower start here. I mean, in the early chances, of course. HAVU right now not really able to get that offensive foothold so far. And against him, we see the miscommunication back there.
Yeah, there's been a few of those throughout the first game, and seeing one again so early, I mean, it doesn't, no real harm comes for it, but it does kind of make you, hold your breath.
It's there. Dominoiti scores out of nowhere. HAVU find the goal. Their first of this series. It's Dominoiti finding the back of the net. It's in again, absolutely out of nowhere there.
Yeah, but a great pass and a great job from Dominoiti powering his way through. A nice attempt from Fincona on that flying poke check, but it feels like Dominoiti felt that coming, and he has a propensity in these playoffs so far for big goals. He has 2 goals, that's his third, but his 2 goals that he scored so far have been game winners. I don't know if that's going to hold up as the game winner here, but you never know with how good these two teams are defensively. That being said, it's just a huge goal from the alternate captain of HAVU Gaming there to make it 1-0.
I mean, we talked about hREDS in the offensive zone in the last game, essentially just doing the same passes and trying to lure HAVU into a false sense of security. I think that's what Nastastelia and Villikun just pulled off. A lot of back-and-forth passes, and they just found a gap to exploit. Chance here for Hanselino, not able to get that pass down low. He recovers and sends it back to the point. Slap shot turned aside by Fincona. Again, talking about the responses, let's see how hREDS respond. HAVU still in on the attack here. Hanselino nowhere to go. Chance here, Yoki, a little bit of space. Villikun, no problem, but he turns it right back over. Yoki still fighting for it. Gonna be Flyer Kungan, the captain, stepping back to settle that one down. Good forechecking pressure here from hREDS. Benito with a little bit of a sweep, but still HAVU able to find space. Nastastelia, Villikun, the shot blocked down. Good job by King of Apes. That one poke checked back towards his own goaltender, Fincona, forced to cover that one.
Hang on, it seems like hREDS have done their homework on the breakout. HAVU likes to do drop passes a lot back into the zone, and hREDS is putting a forechecker on that lane, and it's almost led to turnovers multiple times.
Lino has it, overshot, scores! Flyer Kungan, the captain, making it happen there. HAVU double it up, 2-0. How is that for a response from our defending champions?
Well, exactly what they needed right there. A huge start for them, going up 2-0 pretty early on. Now hREDS have to be the ones to try to force the issue here. But a good job off the face-off there. Not quite a broken play, but I just want to say they almost kept half of the hREDS defense napping. A lot of them went up towards that point to try to force the issue, and they were outnumbered down low, and that's not a good thing to leave your goalie out to dry like that. And for that reason, 2-0 HAVU.
So a rough start here for hREDS. They got a great chance in the opening minute or so, the opening minute and a half against Sibelius. The big stops, and since then, it's been all HAVU. Now up 2-0. They're being shut out in a 2-0 loss in the first game. Here hREDS in the zone. Benito able to get that back to the point. Quick movement and a shot wide from King of Apes. Nicky Dangles trying to force the issue. No space there. Good quick movement, and Angelino nearly caught Dominoiti. King of Apes rushing into the zone, pass into the slot, loose puck recovered again by HAVU. Under 5 minutes to play. Series of turnovers, HAVU still have it. Dominoiti gains the zone, has Hanselino with them. Great poke check by King of Apes. Drop back to Teemu. See what hREDS can do on this particular breakout. King of Apes tries to find Benito. They somehow time it well at the line, still fighting for it. Yoki slap shot knocked down by Villikun. Under 3 minutes to play here. Again, a much better start, to say the least, for HAVU.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, hREDS now the one who, as I mentioned, have to force the issue. They're trying their best, but this is where HAVU wants to be. They can choke you out defensively and possess the puck into oblivion.
Dance here, Benito. Back to King of Apes. Looking for an opportunity here, given a lot of space. Heavy collapse from HAVU. Teemu looking to bring it in. Forced to circle back, drops it down low. Nicky Dangles, final 10 seconds, pass intercepted. Nasistelia finds his man. Here's Hanselino. Burst of speed. Throws it over for Dominointi. Trying to get back across the slot. And a shot won't be able to go through in time. So a much better start here. HAVU with the opening 2 goals in this game. A 2-0 lead to show for it.
Yeah, and if you're hREDS, you're going to have to start to look for other looks in the offensive zone. They seem to want to start the cycle from the screen right half boards, so it'll be their left wing side. So they want to kind of run it through a Yoki over there and, you know, get Benito down low. Nicky Dangle's a shooting option, but also obviously the triangular cycle. And we saw them sneak in, I think it was King of Apes, you know, for a shooting lane as well, but it was sniffed out by HAVU. They didn't allow them to even get around their net. So if you're only coming from one angle at them defensively in the offensive zone, as hREDS are doing right there, you become very predictable. And you said it earlier, maybe trying to lure them into a false sense of security, but as of right now, it just seems like that's almost what they want their bread and butter to be, to attack from that side of the ice. And HAVU have been able to make the adjustments to really start stifling that and, you know, almost start to cheat over a bit, but, you know, not too careless at the same time. So hREDS, they got to find different ways to produce their offense, because just one shot throughout that period, it's clearly not going to be enough.
I mean, that one shot was a grade A chance, but regardless, still not exactly, you know, the outcome that they were looking for in terms of building momentum after winning that first game of this series. Second period just about ready to begin here, and it's the theme of these playoff matchups. Let's see how teams happen to respond when they're put into these tough situations. hREDS in possession here. Nowhere to go for King of Apes. Good movement here. Trying to find that bit of space. Nowhere to go. Billikun takes it away, but turns it right back over. hREDS again going to try to work their way in. Nicky Dangles has it poked away from him. Yoki gets chased. The big hip check there, but not able to come up with the possession. Here come HAVU. Anselino, the self-sauce. Had Nasistelia with him. Not able to find space. hREDS going back down the other way once more. Yoki not able to find Benito. A couple of broken plays here once they get into the offensive zone off the rush. It'll be very interesting to see if we maybe see some different looks. Of course, you don't really see the dump and chase. Don't really see the Omaha, the quick outlets from these two teams either. But maybe, just maybe, you never know, Sim. We talked about that, especially on the Dominointi goal. You know, a goal can come from out of nowhere. You know, 1 second it looks like, oh, okay, just the back and forth. There's another turnover. Next second, team celebrating the goal. Chance there! There you go! Sibelius with another big save. Sin, I mean, hey, commentators curse perhaps, but Sibelius makes the stop.
Yeah, or prophecy. It came from a turnover as well from the defense, as you mentioned there. We'll see what happens on this draw here if HAVU can escape unscathed.
Turnover here. hREDS in the zone. Benito having trouble. Center on center violence in the corners. Nicky Dangles tries to send it down low. Flyer Kungan down there battling for it now. Turns it over. Here's Yoki. Back to the point. Teemu looking. Has a lot of space to work with. Back down to Yoki once more. Tried to hit Nicky Dangles down low. It just wasn't there. HAVU trying to get things going down the other way. Nowhere to go for Nasistelia. Approaching the halfway point of this first period. No goals here yet. Flyer Kungan able to dump that one in. Hanselino not able to get the pressure on in time. Great job there by hREDS. Survive that forechecking attempt. And a penalty here. hREDS going to go to the power play. Trying to get a look at who it's going to be. It is going to be Dominointi. The center takes the seat. Huge opportunity now for hREDS to get back into this one.
Yeah, Benito already with the numbers advantage on the faceoff for the most part historically. Now, I mean, really needs to win this one on the power play. hREDS need to establish that attack. This is a huge, huge moment for them to get a step.
Here we go. Tie up off the draw. hREDS able to come up with it. Nicky Dangles the wraparound bid there for Yoki. Big stop again by Sibelius. Good forechecking pressure here, and Nasistelia away with it. Billikun, though, the chop and is able to clear the zone. Great job there. hREDS, though, trying to get right back in on the attack. Nicky Dangles has it. Down low for Yoki. Quickly back to the point. D to D. King of Apes back into the middle. Loose puck recovered. Benito over. Big kick save again by Sibelius. Robbing Yoki. hREDS still in on the attack here. One-timer blocked down in front. Now Sustelia is able to at least clear the zone. 20 seconds to go on the man advantage. hREDS right back in on the attack. Teemu's shot doesn't go through. Loose puck. Yoki can't get that shot on either. Now Sustelia holds. We're back to 5-on-5. Big outlet along the left-hand side. 2-on-2 the other way now. Dominoiti not able to hold on to it. Teemu was there. So some very good looks for hREDS on that power play. But it's Sibelius able to stand tall and keep that 2-goal lead intact for HAVU.
Yeah, they haven't looked too dangerous too often, but they did look that on the power play, and Sibelius made some huge saves.
Odd man rush down the other way. The self-sauce doesn't work out there. Great job by King of Apes to take that one away. Here's Nicky Dangles. Gets it down low. Rapid for King of Apes doesn't go. An odd turn of events there. They'll end up back in the hREDS defensive zone. Under 5 minutes to play now here in the second period. Quick movement again here from hREDS. Teemu down for Yoki. Again, trying to find Benito in front was Nicky Dangles. It's just not there. The heavy collapse from HAVU paying off. Loose puck recovered. Angelino having trouble, but he comes up with it. Can't get the pass off. Gets it back. Dominoiti tries to go to the point. Just not there. Space here perhaps on the counter. Benito trying to fend off the pressure. Nicky Dangles also there fighting for it. But again, HAVU going to be able to come up with this one. Really good. Able to drop that down low. 2 minutes to go here in the second period. Again, hREDS taking game one by the score of 2-0. The roles are reversed so far through this one. HAVU trying to make something happen. Final minute. Here come hREDS instead. Stick handle's not paying off, but they recover. King of Apes forced to drop back. Just maintain possession. Puck dumped in, mistimed. And Sin, very interesting there. They're going to touch it up, get the face-off, because they feel as though they still have a chance if they win the draw to get a good, high-quality chance.
Yeah, there are some set plays that you can run off of the neutral zone. We'll see if hREDS pulls out one of them right here.
They do win the draw clean. Mistimed at the line again. King of Apes holds it. Chance, not enough time. So that brings us to the end of the second period. HAVU responding in kind, holding on to this 2-goal lead. Of course, some big saves by Sibelius, a big part of the reason as to why we're still looking at the scoreline that we have here.
Yeah, and we're seeing that suffocating style come out from HAVU. When they have a lead, they are one of, if not the best teams at closing out a game at times. They are just looking exceptionally strong, and when it's hREDS, they're not looking exceptionally dangerous. They can't get their long stretch passes off. Yoki isn't able to get behind the defenseman. When they're in the offensive zone, it really seems like they want to work the puck from one side of the ice, which is allowing HAVU to really key in on that area here. And now if you're hREDS, you only have 20 more minutes here, one more period to try to tie this game up, get 2 goals, which against this HAVU defense and how they're playing here, patrolling the blue line, stopping them in the neutral zone, it's seeming deadly. And yeah, you're seeing that time on attack from hREDS, but 4 registered shots, it's simply, you have to be able to put the puck on the net. And again, all that time on attack, and they're just not seeming too dangerous.
It's always a question, Sin, of when these top teams who value possession and high danger chances overall are going to abandon that strategy and just start putting a few more pucks on net from odd angles. Again, you talk about it a lot. The ability to go for those high quality chances versus just throwing pucks on. The benefits, the negatives to both. Right now for hREDS, though, they at least have something to think about. HAVU in the zone here. Flyer Kung in the wraparound. And Finn Kona was there. Big offensive zone draw coming up already for Dominoiti.
Yeah, and we'll see what happens here. He hasn't, done a tremendous job on the faceoff dot even in this game, but he wins that one.
A big shot. That one not able to find its way through. Puck down the other way. Now Sustelia was able to pick that one off. Dominoiti over, doesn't go. What a chance there for Hanselino. And somehow, someway, the chance doesn't go. Here's Benito down the other way. Misses wide on the backhand. That was King of Apes, actually. Benito was covering for him. Actually, no, excuse me. That was Benito. We have 96 and 94. Of course, the icon colors are pretty similar. Incredible chances. That one goes all the way back down. Hanselino on one end. Couple chances for hREDS on the other. Sin, shockingly, we haven't seen a goal so far in this third period.
Yeah, HAVU dodged a bit of a bullet right there as they try to sneak Yoki.
Here he is, big spin. Loose puck is swept in. It's an own goal off the stick of Nasustelia. hREDS back to within 1.
They will take it. Yeah, they have to. I mean, what a bounce. What a favorable bounce. But
there we go. We got the updated look now. Whew. Continue, sir. Continue.
Yeah, so I mean, just cutting into the middle, going with the spinorama right there, and it ends up actually doing a loose puck. And yeah, the pickup animation from Nasustelia, unfortunately putting that puck in the net. But if you're hREDS right now, you'll take it. Your chances have been few and far between, but you got to step it up here and get some more.
So a chance here for HAVU to respond. Villikun not able to hold on to this one. Here's Yoki. A little bit of space to work with. 2 men trying to close in down on him. Opportunity scores! hREDS have tied at 2 quick goals. King of Apes pinching in. Gets the goal. You see the reaction. We are tied at 2.
My jaw is on the floor right now. First of all, what a saucer pass from Yoki, just to an area that King of Apes could get to. But the play that he pulls off right here, just cutting back to the forehand very quickly, protecting the puck on the backhand, avoiding the defense, even avoiding a trip right there, and then stuffing it home on the short side there. Forehand, it's not a whole ton of space, but that's what happens when you don't hug the posts. Unreal. What a turn of events.
Dangles in a phone booth right there. I think would be a good description.
Yeah, you see, Dangles in a phone booth indeed. I mean, I'm speechless with the way he snuck that puck through. I mean, the spinorama sauce number 1 was filthy. And then the stick going through the net along with the puck on the goal. I mean, just, wow, what a turn of events there for hREDS.
King of Apes. We've talked about him a lot. The leading scorer amongst defensemen in terms of points and goals. He had 16 goals in the regular season. Second place was Jay Toro of Philadelphia with 10. So we know what he's capable of. He displayed it there. 2 quick goals. Make your own luck sometimes. hREDS have tied it. The momentum definitely in their favor right now. Yoki going to try to chase this one down. He won't be able to, so there'll be an icing call here. Talk about responses. Let's see what HAVU has.
Yeah, I like it from hREDS, trying to stay on that attack immediately. See if they can catch HAVU sleeping, but a good job from Villikun with the body position.
Tie up. Couple quick passes here. Nasustelia circles back. D to D. And once more, weak shot there. Not what he was looking for. Poked away. Yoki trying to make the move. Ambitious effort. Here's Flyer Kungan. Sauce him. What a pass there. But Dominoiti just couldn't get a piece of it. Toe-drag. Held in at the line. Teemu turns it over. Dominoiti not able to hold on to it. Again now, tied at 2. We have seen 3 2-goal leads blown in 3 out of 4 games today. An incredible, just an incredible turn of events there. You never really know what you're going to get again in the semifinals with teams of this caliber. No lead is seemingly safe. Chance down the other way, a big hit, loose puck recovered by Yoki. Gets back to the point, and again down low. Yoki looking for space, wanted to get that down low pass, takes a big hit there. He is hurt. Man down for hREDS. Chance here, sent across, back off the floor, the slap shot. No Paul Correa here today, but a great effort. HAVU trying to get it out of their zone, forced them working around a little bit more than I think they'd like to have to. Nasustelia draws the trip. Huge turn of events here. D to D pass. They might wait it out. Try and get Seabay to the bench here. There he is. Extra attackers on. Doesn't matter. Power play chance for HAVU here, Stin.
Yep, this is it. I mean, Dominoiti needs to win this face-off. They need to regain what they just kind of let go by the wayside there with that quick turn of events. hREDS tying this game up. We'll see what they can do. Aggressive face-off posture. It all comes down to this battle right here.
Mickey Dangles to the box. Tie up here off the draw. Dominoiti comes up with it for HAVU. And the D to D work here. Villikun, since down low to the winger, gets it right back. Flyer Coogan. Holy poke check. That one over the glass. No delay of game call. Face-off will still be in the offensive zone here for HAVU. Tie up again off the draw. Villikun will keep that one in. Opportunity, Nastastelia back for Dominointi. Can't get that clean attempt off. hREDS have it here, and Yoki will send it all the way down. Halfway through the man advantage now for HAVU. Let's see how they're able to get that break-in going here. They do gain the line rather easily. Hanselino back to Nastastelia. Over for Villikun. Dominointi, Hanselino, they score! Incredible passing display from HAVU. They regain the lead here. Late in the third period, the power play goal.
Yeah, desperately needed, and a very, very nice passing display from HAVU. Across the ice one way, back across the other way, then the cross crease pass to Hanselino, who makes no mistake there. Finn Kona did a good job of staying with it, getting back in time, but unfortunately it wasn't quite enough. An easy, just redirect tap in right there for Hanselino, and a costly penalty from hREDS here at the tail end of the period.
Not something you expect from Nicky Dangles either. Again, you talk about the the very proud defensive maturity from him, becoming not just an offensive threat but a complete player. Takes a costly penalty here. Under 2.5 to go. HAVU in the zone. Getting back to the point. Now Stelia turns it over. hREDS running out of time and in danger of blowing a 2-0 lead. We've seen it a couple of times. Big glove save there by Sibelius with traffic in front.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's just a bit of correction right there. HAVU was the one who blew the 2-goal lead, so they saved themselves. No worries about it. It's been a crazy day of hockey. Yeah, it's been a crazy day of hockey here.
And it's gonna continue. Yoki with the goal off the face-off play. We're tied at 3.
Wow, back and forth action. You can see the elation coming out from the faces of hREDS. That's perhaps some relief, as well as so quickly HAVU seemed to take that lead back. Now hREDS off the face-off play. Teemu with the blast. And just like that, we are tied once again. HAVU, you're not getting out of it that easy.
Yoki has yet another goal. Incredible stuff here for hREDS. We are tied at 3. Doesn't matter who's blowing the leads at this point. You blow the lead. It's the Oprah of blowing leads this second round. Incredible stuff here. HAVU down the other way. Now Sistelia, the shot doesn't find its way through traffic. It will be an icing call here. Yes, indeed. HAVU with a great chance now.
Yeah, just a bit of a panic chip out of the zone as hREDS were kind of in a weird spot right there, all kind of twisted around. Everyone near the crease just want to settle things down here.
Face-off's about even. hREDS, though, the advantage. Trying to keep that puck in. Dominointi can't, but they maintain possession. We are tied at 3. Again, HAVU blowing a 2-0 lead. They get it back with a power play goal. hREDS respond nearly immediately. Now 20 seconds to go in regulation. We saw an overtime in Game 2 in our first semifinal matchup. Shot on, stopped by Sibelius. Battling for it down low here. HAVU can't afford to turn it over. They nearly do. Great job there. Here's Dominointi. 5 seconds to go. Hanselino can't hold it. It's in. I don't know what it is about Game 2s. We're going to overtime. 0.7, not nearly enough time to get that chance away. At least so we think. Crazier things have happened. Maybe Villikun can hit this harder than anyone's ever hit a puck. But when you know when the puck's going to go, easy win there. Yep. Overtime coming up in Game 2. 4-3 will be the final score. Just a matter of who is going to score that winning goal.
Yeah, and if you're HAVU here, I mean, that game seeming harder than it needed to be there with the quick responses from hREDS, you know, coming back from that 2-goal deficit, and then, you know, coming back with another late goal off the deflection. Yoki, you know, from the shot from Teemu, I mean, how good has Yoki been here in this series? I mean, just phenomenal for hREDS, and, you know, maybe that's part of the reason they want to work the puck in the offensive zone on his side of the ice. He's just such a difference maker out there, and, you know, if you're hREDS, you just need one more. If you're able to take a 2-0 series lead against the defending champs, you're in a good spot. It's far from over still because HAVU is a tremendous team, but you are in an incredible spot. So hREDS got to throw everything they can here in overtime. I'm sure both of these teams would love a quick one just to get themselves out of it, but we could be in, with the way these teams have played, for a marathon here in Game 2.
I mean, You talk about the big two. We saw it with Philadelphia. Jyväskylä get it to overtime, but they weren't able to get that win that would tie the series up at 1 apiece. hREDS right now, you're not looking at a 1-1 split if you win. You're looking at a commanding 2-0 series lead here. And who knows where this series goes from there later on in the week. It is overtime. Next goal wins. Let's see how this one plays out. hREDS, the late goal from Yoki to force this OT. Could have a quick winner here. You never quite know. And indeed, here we go. Hanselinho shot. Second chance. Dominoiti denied. Great stop by Fincona. Another chance for Hanselinho. And Fincona is there to make the stop. Sid, I mean, right there. No real chance to throw to you yet because, my God, again, these chances can develop out of nowhere.
Yeah, absolutely. HAVU trying their best to end it quickly, catching hREDS defense, kind of napping a little bit, getting a bit of an odd man there, and then the secondary opportunity off of the forecheck as well. But luckily, hREDS, Fincona helps them dodge a bullet with 2 big saves.
We're trying to get something going here. Our hREDS trying to turn defense into offense. Teemu has it. Over to Yoki. Again, back to Teemu. Defender pinches in, tries to go around, not there. Billy Kuhn. Now it's Yoki, the opportunity. Trouble for Nasistelia as well. The defenders of HAVU trying to get those breakouts. Drop back, poked away. Great chance here for hREDS on the rush. King of Apes not able to hold on to it. And a chance now down the other way for Dominoiti. A lot of traffic to find his way through, but he does. Still fighting for it. All the way back to the point. Billy Kuhn down low. One more time here. You know they're looking for a certain chance. Dominoiti. Back for Billy Kuhn. Again, the movement here. The center. Can't get that shot off. A great job picking that one off back down the other way. Hanselinho not able to hold on to it. Interesting play there. Trying to dump it in. Just doesn't go. Nearly 8 minutes gone here in this overtime, and you just feel like that goal can come out of absolutely nowhere. Any one of these broken plays, these scrambles for possession. hREDS, quick movement here, able to maintain possession. Teemu, gonna look to find a little bit of space, gains the zone, can't hold on to it. Hanselinho finds Dominoiti. A lot of speed here. Nasistelia sends it around. Billy Kuhn will be able to keep it in. He's pressured. Finds Flyer Kungan around the back. Chance on the short side. The wrap bid for Hanselinho doesn't go. They still have it. Flyer Kungan looking. Shot. Can't get it through the traffic. 3-on-2 here perhaps for hREDS. Loose puck. Dominoiti recovers. HAVU trying to send it down the other way. Billy Kuhn. Hanselinho draws the trip. It's going to be another HAVU power play. They capitalized on the last one. It's the right defenseman, or the left defenseman and Teemu going to the box here, sir.
Yeah, just an unfortunate penalty right there. Trying to position his stick to cut off the angle. Unfortunately, catches the leg first, so he will be sitting in the box. This is, another rough break for hREDS, but they got to be careful with those sticks. And for HAVU, this is a huge chance to end it. We're seeing the timeout being called, and we'll see what happens here off the draw. This first initial draw is going to be so important. Don't be surprised to see HAVU have something up their sleeve for a situation like this.
I mean, again, you look at Dominoiti right now, someone who, again, one of the best face-off winning centers in the league in the regular season, 59%, struggling a little bit in the playoffs so far and in this matchup. Gets the clean win, set play, chance, can't get the shot off. Still fighting for it, King of Apes. Able to find the pass over to Nicky Dangles, and he is able to clear. First 30 seconds of the man advantage gone. Nasistelia looking to work his way through. Good movement here from HAVU. Billy Kuhn tried to dump it in. Not there. And there is the dump again for hREDS. 50 seconds remaining now on the man advantage. Not much of a threat so far. Dominoiti loses it back down the other way. Great job from hREDS.
Yeah, this is a huge job. They're really not allowing HAVU to even establish themselves. Once they lose that zone, it can be so hard to get it back.
Dominoiti maintains possession. Hanselinho back for Dominoiti, able to recover. We're back to 5-on-5. Chance here, and it's intercepted. Teemu fresh out of the box. Able to stop that opportunity. Let's see what hREDS can do down the other way. Not able to hold on to it. 5 minutes to go here in OT1. We'll be here for as long as it takes. Scramble forward at the line. hREDS recovered. Benito looking to lead it down the other way. An offside call with just over 4 minutes remaining now.
Yeah, unfortunate break. Trying to thread that one through to Yoki. Just too many feet and sticks in the way of that one. Had he made that through, though, Yoki could have had a step and at least gotten a shot on net.
High up on the draw. HAVU come up with it. Let's see what Natsistelia can do. Looking for space. Able to find Dominointi. Not able to hold on to it. Great job there by Teemu. That was a dangerous play. Poked away here by Flyer Kungan. Able to chase that one down. Dominointi now sends it all the way around. Natsistelia able to keep that one in. Again, back down low for HAVU. Flyer Kungan can't get that shot on. A lot of his chances have been blocked. Here's Yoki. Loses it on the back pressure. Final 2 minutes, real time now. Chance here. Hansalino trying to hold on to it. Dominointi has it now. Back over. Villikun not able to get that shot on. Again, still fighting for it. hREDS able to come up with it. Avoiding the pressure here is Yoki. Burst of speed. Up the middle. Poked away at the last second. Nicky Dangles dishing it back to the point. Back down low. It's Yoki one more time. Tried to cut back and maybe tuck it in short side on a wraparound. Just wasn't there. The pinch up from King of Apes. He's still fighting for it. Actually, it's Benito there again with those numbers. Someone needs a number change. Help out a commentator. Benito not able to hold on to it. And HAVU now looking to go down the other way. It's a winning goal. It'll be in an instant. It's the way this one's lining up. False sense of security, right when you think, okay, nothing doing on that play. A little bit of space will open. Doesn't happen there, though. Flyer Kungan, nowhere to go. Under a minute now. See what hREDS can do. Forced to drop it back. A battle of the Titans here, Sin, between two of the league's best offenses.
Yeah, and hREDS really seeming to want to line up at that blue line, but they get a dump and chase here.
Yoki recovers, back down for Nicky Dangles, wants the wraparound loose puck. Good chance there. hREDS really looking for those wrap bids now, Sin.
Yeah, and right there where you saw the camera switch there, Flyer Kungan trying to get behind the defense for those Omaha passes. So both of these teams looking for different looks to try to throw off their opponent.
20 seconds remaining now. Teemu brute forcing his way into the corner. Recovered, though, by Flyer Kungan. 15 seconds to play now. HAVU. Another miscommunication on their breakout. 8 seconds. One more chance here on the rush. Villikun can't hit Flyer Kungan. A mistake there, and that does leave hREDS theoretically, Sim, with enough time to pull something out here.
Yeah, and they do have a few different set face-off plays they can make in the offensive zone, so I'm curious to see which one they try to pull out here.
14-11 in hREDS' favor. Tie up on the draw. Shot from Teemu is blocked. Double overtime is on the agenda here. Game 2, again, of our semi-final round, the Final Four. And this one living up to the hype so far.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just back and forth action. And in that one, I mean, you said it, both teams doing a pretty good job of, trying to trap things up and, maintain possession a lot, but then trying to throw those things at him. There's hREDS with that dump and chase over to Yoki's side of the ice. He's able to, barrel through the time where he almost split the D up the middle. And of course, Flyer Kungan trying to stretch the defense out with perhaps an Omaha opportunity. He's done that. He's been lurking there a couple times throughout these first two games, yet hasn't found the amount of space possible. So credit to Teemu and King of Apes back there for keeping him in line.
OT2, hREDS and our defending champs in HAVU. hREDS again won game one by the score of 2-0. This one poked out of the zone. Let's see what HAVU can do here in response. Drawing it back, trying to get some movement there. Get a little bit of speed going here on this break-in, and it works. Flyer Kungan, Hansalino has it poked away. Yoki recovers, makes the most of the space. Feeds Benito. Good turn here. A lot of traffic. Maintains possession. Down low in the corner, in front. And again, it's just not there right now. One has to wonder if we will see these teams just start to throw pucks on net. Chance, Garcia scores! hREDS! It's being waved off again because we haven't seen enough waved off goals. To our producer, please cut back. We need to see this. Teemu, the feed in front. We'll try to get a look at this again here. And we won't, Sim, we're not done.
Wow.
We're not done.
And we're in OT4, apparently, according to the game.
OT4 now, instead of OT2. Now it's back to OT2. We're breaking the game. as we go along. Looked like hREDS had won it. Sin, we had seen an own goal off the stick of Nasistelia, who's in possession of it now for that first hREDS goal. I thought there was another own goal there to end it. Incredible stuff here. Dominoiti back to Nasistelia, looking D to D, dangerous, and there you see Villikun had to bail. Don't blame him there at all. Risky plays there from the defense of HAVU that's gotten them in trouble in this game already. Big spin from Flyer Kungen. Pass was off the mark, though. This game marches on off of the called off goal. You love to see it. It's Benito. Able to find Nikki Dangles. Back for Yoki. Again down low for Benito. Opportunity. Tried to toe drag. Just nothing there. Chance here for Nikki Dangles. Chance tries to get that short side. It's just not working here. And it is incredible to me how many of these teams that often do the same looks just keep going back to that well when it's not working. I mean, it's an interesting strategy. It can pay off, but ultimately at the end of the day, it just creates a lot of opportunities where it's like, oh, maybe you could have thrown something else, at the wall to see what would stick. Yeah,
absolutely. And it seems like that's really what hREDS want to do here.
Yoki, Nikki Dangles throws one on. Good rebound chance there. Teemu had a shot. I mean, there you go. That was a much better opportunity than the couple minutes of possession time they had on the last attempt that really bored. It was just nothing there.
Yeah, they threw the puck on net low, looked for a bounce, and when they're doing those short side opportunities, they're essentially doing the same thing.
Got on from Hansalino. Puck is still loose in the crease. Hansalino recovers, throws in the one on. It was blocked down. I mean, much better high-danger scoring chances being generated here as they abandon the strategy of high-quality short-side chances only. This one not kept in, though, for HAVU. 7 minutes remaining now in this second overtime. Game 2 of this best of 7. Again, come back Wednesday. We have games 3 and 4 for both of our semi-final series. You might want to make sure you have a drink and some popcorn, though, when these two teams play. Opportunity, slap shot, save, loose puck, nearly swept in. Anselino was there, great chance. Flyer Kungen wins it back. Anselino, the chance doesn't go. Vincona, all out. It might not have even gotten to him. 4.5 to play. Here comes hREDS. Nikki Dangles drops back. D to D. Teemu for Yoki. Down low in the corner, he kicks it back to the point. And again, Teemu pinches in. We've seen that a dozen times or so. Don't recall a goal being scored off of it, nearly, though. Off of the turnover in front, that was Yoki who had the chance.
Yeah, and I like that, coming in there looking for the higher one-time opportunity there in the slot.
Down low now in the corner. Now Cistelia tried to kick it to a teammate. It wasn't there. Chance for Nikki Dangles, finds Yoki. He has a step. Chance, spin, can't hold on to it. What an opportunity for hREDS. We are into the real-time final 2 minutes now. Chances on both ends of the ice. Who is going to find this winning goal? Teemu able to recover. Yoki maintaining possession, finds Nikki Dangles. Head of steam, loses it, still fighting for it. He recovers here. King of Apes. Straight into the hands of Flyer Kungen. HAVU in possession now, 1.5 to go. Captain takes the hit. Flyer Kungen still fighting for it. Dominoiti there too. Villikun comes up with it. Can't pull off the deke. Here come hREDS down the other way. Yoki still able to fight for it. Has it in front. Centering pass doesn't go. Another great chance as the helmet goes flying. And I think that bounced off of the bucket. Shot from an outside angle doesn't go either. You're starting to see it more. These teams willing to throw those maybe lower percentage chances in theory at the net. Opportunity. Dominoiti. Hansalino looking. Throws the cross. Nobody there. D to D pass here. Now Cistelia playing with fire. Gets it down low. Dominoiti along the half wall. Back to the point. And again down low. No pinch there from now Cistelia. HAVU. I'd like to go back into the trap here a little bit. Anselino picks that one off at center ice. Forced to slow up and wait for help. They just can't time it at the line there. Flyer Kungen looking for Villikun.
Yeah, but I do like it. Both teams, as you said, starting to throw different looks and honestly just throw pucks on net, and that's what they need to do here. And when you're this deep in overtime, anything can happen. Any sort of bounce, any sort of rebound. If you keep going back to the same plays over and over again, at times it makes it easier to defend. And as I alluded to earlier, sometimes when they're being defended that well, you're still looking for bounces when you're going for those short side plays. You're hoping the pass gets through. You're hoping for this. So, when you gain the zone, why not throw throw a shot on net that perhaps you haven't been doing all game and hope for the best.
Off the face-off here, poked away. Flyer Kungen back skating, draws the trip. What an effort from the captain. Another HAVU power play, 1 for 2, I do believe. It's Nicky Dangles going back, and he was in the box then when HAVU scored that power play goal way back in the third period. Feels like a different game. Here we go. 17 seconds to work with. Dominoiti wins it clean. Stelia to Villikun. Back again. Good movement. Anselino forced to go back. Great chance here. Dominoiti not able to get it. Anselino. Chance. Villikun fires it wide. Anselino for Dominoiti, and the pass is off the mark. Sin. Who ordered the triple overtime?
Yeah, well, I mean, maybe our voices didn't, but these two teams seem determined to play it that way, and we're going to it nonetheless. Neither of these guys able to find the winning goal quite yet, but going into this third overtime, HAVU will have carryover time on the power play. I think 1:43 left on it, so it's harder to start in the neutral zone, and it all comes down to that face-off. It'll be incredibly important for them to win that face-off, try to gain the zone as quick as possible. That being said, they have had trouble doing that at times. On one of their power plays, it just seemed like hREDS, they were just not allowing them to gain the zone whatsoever. But we'll see what happens here after this intermission. But yeah, it's kind of, we're seeing two teams who have very similar styles. They want that down low cycle. They want those in tight one-timer chances. But the second they start opening things up, it gets a bit more hectic. Chances start coming a bit more plenty, and the game really opens up here. So I think in this case, it's going to be a team, or it's really going to be for these teams. You have to take a risk to get the reward. Scarier situation for HAVU maybe, but it has to happen.
Here we go. Still a minute and a half to work with on the HAVU power play. See what they can do. Quick movement again from HAVU, as you'd suspect. Dominoiti below the goal line. Great play, and one-timer doesn't get through the traffic. 54 seconds now on the man advantage. Back to the point, and again back down low, and again the miscommunication with Flyer Kungen and Villikun. HAVU's going to have a chance to, rush the puck up the ice, but we're going to be back to 5-on-5. Sooner rather than later. Chance here over the line. Dominoiti looking, finds Stelia, gets it poked away. Great job there by King of Apes. He wins it. We're back to 5-on-5. 2-on-1 developing down the other way. Yoki has it poked away, but he's still fighting for it. Finds Benito. Shot stopped by Sibelius. Great job there by Benito to make the most of that opportunity.
Yeah, a split-second hesitation, maybe trying to get the goaltender to think that pass was coming, then ripping it short side, but a great job from Sibelius to make that save.
Tops are close. Nicky Dangles tries the short side, just not able to get that one to go either. Just rocket pass out of the zone, back to the neutral zone. hREDS will recover possession. Triple overtime here of Game 2. Again, our semi-final round. One of these two teams have a chance to play for a decent chunk of change in the championship round. See if HAVU can work their way in, and they do. Dominoiti takes the hit. Power play coming up here. Again, it's going to be called a trip. It looked like a body check, and it's going to be, I do believe, do we have a number change there? We actually might.
I believe that's Yoki. He's using number 9.
Number 9 instead of 92. I think like he normally does if we had a mistake there on our sheet, but regardless, another power play chance here for HAVU. 1 for 3 on the Knights. Loose puck. Recovered. Dominoiti looking shot. Not able to get through the traffic. Stelia down low. Back again. Great movement. The extra pass. Just not able to find its target. This one not sent all the way out. HAVU still in on the attack now. Good movement here. Slowly creeping closer. Battle forward in the corners. Recovered by hREDS, not cleared out, but they do draw the equalizer. So it's going to be another trip there to try to get a look at who is in the box. And the answer is Hanstelinho. So the left winger takes a seat now for HAVU. We have 4-on-4 for 30 seconds here. A lot more space out there right now. Nicky Dangles has it. Goes back to Teemu. Teemu looking now, King of Apes. They get their extra attacker out here in just a few moments. Benito. Back to King of Apes. Here comes Yoki. He gets the puck, throws it in front. Loose puck still being fought on for. Flyer Kungen can't clear. Loose puck in front again, sent out into the corner. 45 seconds of power play time here for hREDS. Puck in front. Banks around down low. Chance here. Shot stopped by Sibelius. Might have gone a little bit high. Great opportunity. hREDS still in on the attack, and it just sneaks over the line for a crucial offside for HAVU.
Yeah, if they were able to maintain that possession right there, they also may have had an outnumbered opportunity down low on that quick rush back. That was a rough turnover at the blue line. Thankfully, HAVU doesn't pay for it.
Over the line here, nearly back to 5-on-5. Teemu wins it. Here comes Hanselinho. Teemu still holding it. Down low into the corner. Benito looking in front, intercepted by Hanselinho. Fresh legs out there. Self-sauce for speed, sends it down and in. Chest taken away there by King of Apes. Flyer Kungen had a real bid for that one. Yoki, the moves, the pass off the mark. Picked up by Nicky Dangles. Weaving his way through traffic down low in the corner. Centering pass, not able to find its intended target. Now 9 minutes to go here in OT number 3. We might actually end up hitting OT 4. I mean, maybe it was a prediction from EA.
Yeah, it might happen. I mean, geez. Oh, we've seen HAVU gain the zone here. See if they want to establish.
Puck in front, back over, and they score. There it is. The commentator's curse strikes again. Maybe, just maybe, we'll get to that 4th overtime. Maybe, just maybe, they'll get the goal out of nowhere. Burn the voice out of excitement. It's finally over. HAVU Gaming take it and tie the series up at 1 apiece.
Yeah, and you saw looks of absolute relief and mental exhaustion on the faces, especially from the game winner, Dominointu, who picks up his 3rd game-winning goal and his 4th of the postseason so far. He has been an absolute clutch factor for his team, and maybe no goal bigger than that one right there. They get the split. Instead of going down 2-0, they get the split. It is a huge, huge, huge result there for HAVU Gaming, and was no easy feat to get there. hREDS, they are the real deal. Look at what they're doing to HAVU. Look at how close these games are. Look how dangerous both these teams look, and almost identical at times with their point of attacks, with how they trap it up, and just their style of play. It's really like a chess battle that we're watching unfold on this sheet of ice.
The real chess battle is going to be myself on Wednesday. My now shredded throat against whatever cough drops I can pick up. The winning goal. This one is over. HAVU win it. Seal the deal. Again, I believe Flyer Kungen able to walk away with that winning goal. An incredible game. Triple overtime. Then, I mean, you can't ask for a much better start to the playoffs here, too. I mean, you look at these 2 matchups, 4 games between the 2. Incredible back and forth action, incredible games to start off the 2nd round.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, even though one series is 2-0, I still felt like all 4 games that we called today could have gone either way. Perhaps they even should have gone, 2 different ways. Both series could be at 1 game apiece. Nonetheless, it's an exciting time here for semifinals action in the ECL Elite. And just the skill level, the hunger, and as you saw it, just some of the mental exhaustion that comes from playing this game. Really, really, really out on display here. And what a matchup this is going to be, especially going forward.
Sin, I think you've said it as best as it can be said at this stage. An incredible start to this series. A great game, triple overtime. What more can you say? It really does speak for itself. And we finally get the winning goal, the voice shredding goal as much as you said it was exhausting for the players, I think exhausting for us as well. We could sit here and talk about what this game was, but we'll let it be what it is. It is what it is. We'll be back on Wednesday. Did you get enough of this series? Well, guess what? Games 3 and 4 on Wednesday, and we are guaranteed to see HAVU and hREDS in action on Thursday as well. Game 5 at the very least. Again, 5 through 7 will be there. So Sid and I will be back on Wednesday, that broadcast, and Thursday on the finish side of things. But again, what a way to kick off this week. Semifinal action. Sin, let's just call it a day. I need a nap. People, local side of things, need to go to goddamn bed. What a triple overtime that was. Again, what a way to start. Again, I think we're good to head out as all things considered at this stage. So again, you can catch Sim on Twitter at Sim for the Win Prod, as you see on your screen there. YouTube at Sim for the Win Productions. Myself everywhere at Toogie24, and of course you can catch us right here on Wednesday. We'll be back for more. To the boys I plead, no triple overtime games. We'll see how the voices Sin hold up on Wednesday. Who knows? Maybe we get Sin on the play-by-play, because my voice might not hold up through the semifinals. Time will tell. Thank you to everybody behind the scenes that help makes this happen. Thank you to all of you for tuning in. We love you all. Again, you know the deal. NHL Gamer on all the socials, NHLGamer.com. We will be back on Wednesday. I need cough drops or ice cream or something. Maybe a tonsillectomy. That's what it'll be. It's just gone. Triple overtime. Wilhelm.
Wilhelmin ykköskentän pakkeina uudet tulokkaat. Sour Cream Snacks ja Flaming Hot Snacks. Kotikatsomoissa mukana Wilhelm Snacksit.